And welcome back to Undying Winds. This is session number 15, entitled Road Trip. Last session, the group decided that they are going to take a bit of a hiatus out of the city of Rostagar and travel out into the open wilds of the kingdom. Their goal is to enter into the territory known to the rest of the kingdom as the Old Tan Duchy. Um, and it's known to itself as the Oltania Ruse. Their primary goal is to arrive at the capital of the duchy, Oltania, and rescue or secure the retrieval of the king of the kingdom of Rostagar, one Amfrid Rostagar, the good king. That said, in their preparation for the journey, Broxgar developed a road bicycle, which will allow Brock to ride, as horses are not in abundance. In fact, they're pretty close to extinct in the kingdom of Rothschild. Valette has an automated horse, which has been summoned to her, and the Lord of House Kergosler is a cleric of travel and has summoned an elk to serve as his steed. They've doubled up on these vehicles. Broxgar is riding with Vrock on the bicycle. Valette and Sam are riding together on the disassemblable steed, and Ren and Gilbert are on the elk together. You guys decided that you'll be leading out of the northwest gate last session. Of course, I will allow you to change that option. Now that we are here, I'm going to explain how movement will go. As you can see, if you look very closely, and I'll go ahead and highlight it a little bit more so that it can be seen on the screen. Let's see. All right, so you should be able to see a bit of a hex pattern on the map. A bit darker now. Each one of those hexes is about 15 miles. If you're traveling by foot and foot alone with no steeds, you can move 2 hexes, and if you're traveling with a steed, you can move 3 hexes in one day. That is, of course, if you don't push yourself, overexert, and try and kind of force march yourself to a higher or farther point. That said, the presumption is that you'll take the road and move towards the nearest village, and you all would know that that village's name, having kind of paid attention to what you're doing, is known as Beggar's Hole. And yeah, I would like for you to designate one individual to be your representative for the group, and the representative will act as dice roller for random encounter purposes. 1 second, let me fix my lighting, and discuss amongst yourselves who that will be.
What about Valette, guys?
Tim wants to do it.
Yeah, let's
Go,
let
Tim.
Valette do it.
All
What
right.
could happen?
What's the worst that could happen when Valette does something?
So guys,
Just-
I want to
just
roll
don't say
high,
anything.
right?
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't think
19.
so.
Oh, yeah,
I think
high
you want to
is
roll
definitely
low.
I think that
Okay.
it doesn't matter, and John's just got a random table of things that will happen.
All right. So I would like for you to do 2 things for me, Tim, after that first movement. You've moved out onto the road. It is a cool kind of late winter, early spring kind of day as you're traveling out into the road. You're passing a lot of passerbys. The individuals you're passing by have wagons that look like they're powered by motors. They're not traveling very fast, but a lot faster than people walking, because you presume that they don't have to stop. But for maintenance and refueling, if that's a necessary thing. And traveling out onto the road, you get to a point where you can see off to the west a massive amount of trees. Basically, the hills and the farmlands that you're passing by very quickly give way on your western side to just a massive amount of old growth trees. A huge forest off to the side. First things first, roll a d8.
7.
2, 3,
Nice.
4.
Okay, that means we're
2,
facing
3, 4,
7
5,
hill
6,
giants.
7.
No, sorry, storm giants. 7 storm giants.
Off in the
Or a
distance,
dragon.
you can see the shadow of what looks to be a massive dragon sweeping out over the forest, but the only reason you believe it's massive is because of distance. It looks like it's miles and miles away, but in the cool, crisp kind of uh, midday air, you can see the shadow kind of swooping around the forest, some distance in, um, presumably well outside of you're well outside of its sight. That said, second thing I need you to do is roll a d100.
So wait, was Valette the only one that saw the Dargon?
You always see it. It's green, by the way.
Well, of course it is.
Dragon.
45.
All right. 45. And you're currently on effectively grasslands. Okay. Off to the side, not too far, kind of in between you and the forest, you see what look to be a series of tents kind of built up and about. And it looks like there's a lot of dirt that's been kind of piled up around the tents as well, kind of near it. At Brox, as you're kind of looking at it, it looks like a dig site. It looks like someone is kind of digging into the ground, presumably archaeologists of some sort, kind of working at recovering or uncovering something here. As you're kind of looking over in that direction, Braxgar, you can see the telltale signs of three symbols that are very familiar to you: the sword, the shield, and the staff of the Talnumri. It looks like representatives from each of those segments of the association are present at this dig site.
Ah, this Talon Marie archaeologist out here looking for valuable treasure, no doubt. Perhaps ancient relics.
Okay. It looks like they're, keeping to themselves, doing their own, handling their own business. Nobody, approaches you or, does anything it's just off the road a bit there, that you can see it. And it doesn't look like too many people are stopping by that lot either. Do you wish to stop and try and figure out what's going on there, or just ride on past?
I would rather not bother them.
Okay.
They're doing their thing. What do you guys think? Are you interested?
I would want to defer to Brox, who has the association with Satona.
I agree with.
It's pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me another D20 there, Tim.
Come on, Tim.
Keep it low.
You can do it. Nat 20. It's like
He
the
rolled
dragon
a
comes
20.
to kill
Yes!
us.
One.
A one.
And then
Nice.
hop along down to the next square or next hex on the map.
Hop along, little dogger.
Let me grab something real quick. Hold on.
Don't worry, guys. He's not grabbing his Tarask statue.
Yeah. You know what I thought? John said, I guess we are like on live, so I'm not going to say it. I thought he said something funny, but he just said dig site.
Roll a D100.
Why so you?
Oops.
I think we just gotta say,
61.
yeah, we did.
Let me know what you got on the D100.
61.
All right.
Hi, Kitty.
Hold on.
Hi, Zachy.
All right, we made it a whole 3 squares.
I
Okay,
know,
guys.
right? We're on a roll.
This is square number 2.
We saw a dragon on the last one.
What was the dice roll again? 61?
61.
Okay. So you do see that the dig sites are a little bit more prominent between forest and there. And it looks like a couple of points at where the forest kind of encroaches a bit closer. It looks like some trees have actually been upended and have been used to kind of build a bit more permanent installations. As you're continuing to travel too, you also see that there are markers on the side of the road The markers have old, very old markings on them. It's not the common tongue, known as Eddish. It looks like it's an older tongue still, which, if you've seen any Vazriel writing in this game so far, it's basically very old Parnac, tribal human writing. And some of these mile markers are a bit more stylized, where some of them are just plain, just kind of stones set in the ground with a couple of markings upon them. But as you're traveling, you notice that one of them appears to kind of been knocked over. It looks like it, over time, weathering at the base of this stone kind of obelisk, effectively, has caused it to tip and fall over. What would you like to do?
What is the significance to these stones? Does anyone know?
Somebody with history might know. Does anybody know the
Anybody
history
read
of
Vazriel?
If you want to attempt an intelligence history check, you can give it a shot.
I will try. Can Brox, do you want me to help?
Yeah, I'll help you.
20.
Nice.
Ooh,
Sam,
That out.
old Vazriel markers are kind of seen as a warding tool. And Ren, this is something you wouldn't get with your 19. But Sam, you would know with that 20, which is the DC, they're kind of noted as an old warding tool. And it's said that there's magic latent inside of these mile markers, these mile markers, that kind of keeps the trail easily traversed, and it doesn't. It might have something to do with the road's state not being terribly destroyed and ruined.
Should we
Okay.
investigate?
Does Sam share that information?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Is there a way we might fix this easily, or is it requires some prolonged ritual magic? I would hate for innocent passersby to possibly affected by something because this has fallen.
Keep cutting in and out.
I got it all though.
can we tell enough by the other marker so that we can reconstruct it?
You not so much. You're kind of looking at it and aren't terribly sure. Someone skilled with stonework would probably be more inclined to do some service here.
There we go.
I knew we should have brought a dwarf.
Well,
Dwarves are
what do you mean fix it? All we have to do is stand it back up, maybe dig a little hole for it. It's not too hard.
Yeah.
Proxguard, you engage in that process, or?
I mean, I guess if you think it's important, to me,
he's
it's
going,
just a rock.
He hops down out of the basket of the bike and kind of walks on over to it.
I was going to say, if he does that, can I take the time to cast Comprehend Languages, just because I'm slightly curious to read what it says now?
Sure. Once you get comprehended languages up, you realize that it just says like the letter M in their tongue, or the effective start of the word mile in their tongue, and then a number. And based on the number so far, it looks like to a distance. But as you're inspecting the number and the M marker, you notice that it's written, but it looks like it's not a straight, like they carved that piece in. It looks like they carved a bunch of tiny magical glyphs to make the actual number. So upon closer inspection, it looks like it was chiseled in with magic runes to create the notation of the number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Broxgar kind of, tries to stand it up and sees that it's going to tip anyways, digs down a little bit, pulls out the remnant, which is just like a bit of capstone out of the earth, and kind of settles this in a little bit deeper. The writing appears to be fine, starts kind of pushing the dirt in and kind of settles it down. But as he's doing that, everyone else and Broxgar will note that when he throws the broken piece off to the side, it kind of breaks up a bit itself, and out of it come a bunch of small gemstones. Looks like they were kind of dug in there with the article in question. And then Broxgar, since you were the one who unveiled it, go ahead and roll a d4.
And inside there was also a terrace.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
Roll me 4 D100s, please.
Do you want them separate?
Yep.
What was that?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
separate.
Nice.
High low, high low.
High low, high low.
Yeah, pretty good.
High low, high low.
That's a dwarf thing.
So
I got a 92, 19, 98, 50.
there's a small chime, kind of like a bell, made out of bronze, and it looks like it has a couple of markings on it. Vazriel tongue. 19. There's an old like leather kind of just kind of it looks like a wrap really, and it's kind of held together with a leather thong. And as you kind of move it open and see inside, it looks like a flat piece of vellum that's been stylized with Vazriel writing on it. It kind of looks like a weird old scroll written in the Vazriel tongue. In 98. There's a necklace with rubies and garnets. Looks like it's pretty expensive. And then a looks like a tin flask, but it's not like a very large one. It's kind of just like a narrow kind of tin flask.
Wait, are you saying we found Knott's flask?
I wish I owned that for real. But yeah, no, it fell out of their campaign and fell into this one.
Also, since I cast Comprehend Languages and I'm guessing an hour has not passed, can I understand what's on that scroll?
Yep. It appears to be a scroll of Wall of Fire. And then the writing on the chime says, ring once to open.
Right. Yeah, I figured out what the chimes were once you mentioned them.
And the gemstones and other pieces that were kind of strewn about, looks like they are, if you value them and kind of look them over and kind of try and kind of estimate what you've got here, there's a total of 5 art objects with gemstones and the like, old Vazriel stylings. And Broxgar would probably know that the association would probably pay about 250 gold pieces per item. 5 of those Vazriel art objects. Old kind of like, you know, a huge kind of like pendant type thing. A weird looking crown. Gemstones and bronze. But yeah, it looks like someone kind of placed quite a bit of loot in this broken mile marker.
What does the chime do?
It's a
Sam?
chime of opening. Basically, it will, like, if there's a locked thing, you can aim the chime at it, ring it, and it'll unlock it.
Very cool. Does it have a maximum use?
I mean, usually the maximum use, I think, is around 7. I'm not sure if this one, it has full charges or not. I'd have to probably cast Identify to find that out.
Yeah,
Does
you
this
would.
kind of item typically recharge after each day?
You don't know.
No.
Okay. Like it's just over.
Perhaps. That said, you find this stuff and kind of put it into your bag. Reestablish the mile marker. Once you do so, there's kind of a flash of white light that kind of beams off of the top of the mile marker for just a second. Yeah, it looks like whatever it does is it's doing it again.
How fortuitous to do the right thing.
Fancy.
Yeah, the light doesn't stay there for very long. It just kind of flashes once and then it's doing its job.
Maybe it's a little more than just a.
All right. Pretty lucky roll so far. One last one as you move to Beggar's Hole.
Thank you, Dim, god of
13.
travel
Got fortune,
and fortune,
luck.
luck, all that good stuff. That's why it was so
13.
good.
Okay. So you start to approach Beggar's Hole as the day starts to kind of come down to a close. The sky above is kind of just brightly pink and purple with like those nice yellows and kind of matching against the green of the forest to the southwest. in the distance as the sun's kind of getting to a point where it's taking up a lot of the. Why is my brain? Sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. Duh, you'll be able to see it. So the backlighting of it against the forest, you can see that's still migrating around the forest area, and presumably has been doing so throughout the day. That dragon's still kind of flying about. Which reminds me, I need 2 rolls of a d8 from you, Tim.
Okay.
Roll so he comes straight for us.
A 4 and a 6.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Alright, I've moved my monsters. Alright, so you guys arrive at Beggar's Hole. Beggar's Hole is pretty...
Well, I was going to say
Good.
also, as we're approaching, Sam would want to let the party know. First of all, he didn't mention this as we're getting there because he didn't want anyone to like freak out. But you know, there's that dragon that we see. I think I know who that is. Was it Chakra's Kafar?
Very good. Gain
He,
inspiration for pronunciation.
He kind of, like, I'm not going to say runs this thing, but terrorizes this town, makes the town folk kind of like pay tithes and, sacrifice people to him if he feels hungry, I think. So, might not want to stay here too long.
So, go ahead.
How powerful is this dragon? Is it within our means to help free these people from this burden?
Yes! We've killed dragons before. We can kill another one.
Have you?
No.
No, we have not.
I've killed a dragon.
I mean, I think we've all killed dragons before in other campaigns, but
Right.
I mean, is it like our right to kill this dragon? What if they like having the dragon in their town?
I thought
That's
you
a
just
really,
said that
really
they-
dumb thing to say, Sam.
And
Yeah.
Sam, I thought you said it was extorting them of their money.
Maybe they
And
like
lie.
being extorted.
Maybe they don't like light living.
I think the bigger question is this worth the detour from what we're trying to do?
Well,
And is it worth the risk of failure? Don't forget, brothers, that dragon takes us out. There ain't nobody going for the king.
true.
True.
Yeah, let's try to avoid the dragon.
You bring up a good point, Greg.
Maybe when we're
Dragon will
sufficiently
still be
powerful-
here on the ride back, eh, boys?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yes. When we come back, if possible, we should do something about it.
So the
I
town,
agree.
the town of Beggar's Hole, it's not terribly massive town, a village even. Those of you who have been, kind of paying attention to the landscape as you've approached, you've noticed that there's quite a bit of farmland on the northeastern side, and a bit more forests to the south. One thing that you notice, though, is running south out of the city, kind of you're entering in at a western angle. You do see that there's a very large road that seems to run straight to the forest, but it doesn't seem to like continue into the forest. It looks like it kind of very well maintained, and then it starts just becoming covered with like grass and weeds, and then slowly kind of just evaporates into the field between the town and the forest. You see that there are quite a few different buildings here, of all different types of manner. Most of them appear to be residential, which would be notated by a blue roof, and buildings that are a bit more noted or of import will be red roofed. The red roofing is very similar to the red roofing present in a lot of the buildings in the lower portions of the northwest quarter, which you pass through on your way out of Frostagar. Just a nice enough looking town. It literally is probably the most rustic anybody in this group besides Brock, and Broxgar has really seen, at least in a long time.
Would there be like a sheriff in this town or something?
Probably, yeah.
I would suggest to everybody, I'd say, hey guys, it might be worthwhile to go to the sheriff. I could tell them that I am a lord and Frack is a knight and Broxgar is a king, and and ask for a good place to stay, and we could possibly either get a free room or a cheap room.
Okay, do we want to advertise that we're here necessarily? Like, that sounds like you might be asking for, someone to come and fuck you.
And
That's a good point.
and
That's
I
a
know
good
I
point.
might not. It might be silly of me to say this, but I do agree with Sam. I think I've said too much in the past to realize when it might be wiser to
Yeah.
keep things unsaid.
You
I
getting
agree.
cheap on us, little blue brother? You don't want to pay a freaking room fee? Come on.
No. I'm just used to, being a lord. This is the sort of thing I have. But I agree with you. We don't want anybody to know we're here. People are trying to kill me. We don't know what they're trying to do to other people here. I know probably some people are don't like the idealists or whatever. So, yeah, let's not say anything. We'll just go under the radar. Good plan.
Gun smells like pig shit.
You see a number of different people kind of passing about. It looks like to the south, just past a bit of a hill there, you can see that there's a pretty wide open space. A couple of different tents have been set up near there. It looks like a couple of wagons, the auto wagons I'd mentioned, have been kind of stationed over in that area. It looks like that's kind of a rest spot for people who might be traveling in a northern path. It does look like there are guards that are moving through and about the town. Not terribly many, a few, but not terribly many compared to what you're used to seeing in Rostagar. Each one of the guards appears to have a lemon cap, similar to that of Rostagar, but also wears a yellow cloak, which sometimes is seen by the lemon caps, but it isn't as terribly common. The yellow cloaks that they're wearing, and also the color of their caps, it's not as bright a yellow as Rostigar. It's a bit more of a faded kind of honey yellow. And you'll note that the capes in the center of on the center of the capes, there's a symbol, apparently a noble symbol. It looks like it is a coin purse or a bag, just kind of settled in the center of their backs.
Doesn't look like truck nuts, does it?
No. Hold on a second. Let me modify this real quick. Make a intelligence history check there, noble boy.
I'm not historic. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know.
I don't have history, but
Make it
I can do
anyways.
intelligence.
Yeah.
I will do intelligence. Did you want me to do history anyways, you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have it
Alright.
trained, but yeah.
Alright. Oh, sweet! I
So-
happen to know this part.
You're familiar with House Goss. House Goss is a noble house. It's a barony. So this town is owned by a baron, and it rules over a barony, which in real life is a bit bigger than what barons in this world are kind of granted with title-wise. So kind of scratch real life out of your head. But the current baron of House Goss is an individual named Timothy Goss.
Alright.
And
cool.
their house motto is beggars cannot be choosers.
And they live in Beggar's Hole.
And they live in a place called Beggar's Hole.
They didn't choose to, though.
No, more than likely not. Okay, so you would presume that the most lavish house is probably the noble's house, and knowing your background, you know that you'd be able to attain an audience with them if you so pleased.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
I'm not
Don't
gonna
you
do
dare,
it.
Gilbert.
that goes against incognito.
Tempted.
I know you're tempted, Gilbert. You have to
People are
stop
trying to kill
yourself.
me.
What's Gilbert's sin? Vanity?
Wait, is it vanity or
Is it
glory?
vanity?
I thought it was vanity. Yeah.
You'd walk into the
So-
Lord's house. And, look at this shit.
My place is so much better than this.
They are not actually saying that. That's what I'm hearing them say in my mind.
Sure.
There's like a little Sam on one shoulder, and then there's a little Ren on the other. So it's like, no, don't do it. I made that mistake.
Since I kind of want to get a bit more of a focused directionality, I'm going to go ahead and force feed. So we're going to go ahead and start from left to right. And if the group is maintaining, just tell me who you're wanting to kind of stick to. If there's an individual you want to stay with. Andy, what would Ren like to do once he arrives in the town of Beggar's Hole?
Yep. So let's just sort of keep going with our business, find a place to stay, and do that.
Okay. So you're kind of just waiting for anyone else, and we'll move with the larger portion of the group then?
Yep. I'm going to suggest that we find the inn and we find a place to stay and get off the road and get out of sight.
Perfect. Tim, what's Villette doing?
I am probably going to, look for somewhere to stay. Just maybe chat up with someone local, just sort of see how things are and get a sense for how
Sure.
the town is.
But not too chatty.
But not too chatty.
Make a discern check.
All right, I believe
And-
that
and-
is insight.
I believe so, yeah. And then Joe...
Could I just interrupt
Oh.
for a second? I would also want to just remove any obvious signs of me being a former lemon cap or anything like that. Just
Those
to
have
be
been-
more incognito.
Yeah, those have been kind of pulled
Yeah.
away a while ago, so yeah, no worries.
Great.
So yeah, Tim, give me that check, and then Joe, what would you like to do?
I suggest to Rack that there's probably an inn with a nice tap, and it's been a long day's travel.
Okay.
I rolled a 22.
All right. We'll get back to you here in a second. Kevin, what would Gilbert like to do?
Oh man. I guess what I really want to do is go talk to the Lord,
Okay.
but I'm not going to do that. I'm
Why?
going to hang out with Ren because I know it's a bad idea.
We'll just have Ren go with you.
No, he doesn't want to go with me.
Better idea to go with someone else.
Okay. So you ride your elk with Ren and kind of stay kind of just central line, looking for a larger group to travel with. Got it. All right. And then Sam is doing what, Matt?
Sam's doing basically the whole that drinks.
Okay. So team.
Okay. The one thing that Sam is also doing is in case things look like they might turn semi ugly, like if something happens, I do have Alter Self just on standby so I can disappear if I need to.
Okay. And the presumption is the mask is stowed away deep enough in the
Yeah.
robes or cloak to kind of keep it. Okay. So
Pretty much.
you guys are riding into town. It looks like Villette's kind of moving over to talk to somebody just randomly or kind of investigate a bit. So Sam kind of just hops off the back of the horse, kind of lands next to the bike, gives Broxgar and Brock a kind of knowing look as they're having the conversation about alcohol, and the three of them start kind of moving in one direction. Brock, I'm assuming you're going with Broxgar. So sorry to skip you there, but I've just presumed. That said, Gilbert and Ren, do you wish to follow the bike on elk, or are you going to do something different?
I'd want to follow Gilbert.
All right. We can follow him.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So the elk and bike move in one direction. The horse is kind of trotting behind as Villette's kind of figuring some things out. What you're able to kind of pick up just through idle conversations, listening in, talking to passerbys, and kind of just picking up on about the town is Beggar's Hole is kind of pretty cautious place to live. It would seem that a lot of merchants pass through here, and a lot of people are grifters and try to kind of create situations where they can kind of acquire wealth or contractual obligations from these merchants to kind of create necessity where there is no need. Situations like, renting out space for them to park their auto wagons for an absorbent and insane amount of price. It sounds like you're probably going to meet the situation head on, since you're planning on staying in Beggar's Hole for the night. Even putting up a steed, if that's something that is planned to happen, might be a problem, in that it may cost you money to actually tie your steed off or just have them idle about. You also learn that the noble, Timothy Goss, is very reclusive, keeps to himself, and lives at a very big house on the main road. You would also, with that check, note that the main road used to actually delve right into the forest, all the way to the town of Pemdes, which is the main city, actually, of the earldom that you sit in. It's ruled by House Riley, and it's who House Goss basically is sworn to through their count. So the road no longer exists. The road, they say that the forest has grown over, and has basically, the denizens of the forest have stopped that road and have always been a problem for the road, which is why it's fallen into disuse over the last few hundred years. Good check. Anything else that you want to know in particular that I can answer for you? Any nuance that I didn't get?
I mean, I guess there'd be like idle chatter of sort of besides like the grifters, how are things in town? I might mention that I saw a dragon off in the distance, not like with any meaning behind it, like maybe like just trying to, oh, does that bother, like
They say, oh, the green blight. The green blight stays in the forest, and is also one of the reasons why the road wasn't safe to travel on. It doesn't typically fly too far north outside of the Veiled Wood, so we don't worry about it. It's never attacked the town of Beggar's Hole, so long as I've lived here. New folks always mention it, though. Yeah.
okay, thank you. Is there a good place where I might be able to find lodging for the night before I head out in the morning?
Points in the same direction that all your friends are headed. Looks like they're headed toward the same building.
Well, I thank you for your time, sir, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no problem. Up ahead, basically just across the street and on the side corner from that main building I pointed out, the Nobles complex, you do see that there is a building here that looks like it is a tavern, some sort of tap room. Looks like there are two long buildings next to it that have kind of partitioning, sectioning. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the horsies so you guys can just move your tokens. Those things are massive.
Yeah, they are. Godzilla!
The tavern, as you approach it, says the sign on it says the missing coin, tavern and inn, and the icon or graphic that's kind of denoting the place is, it looks like the same symbol that the guards had on their back, except that it looks like the bag has been ripped open and coins are kind of spilling out the side of it. You hear that as you're approaching. It's very bawdy inside. Like, there's a lot of activity going on this late hour. It sounds like there's quite a lot of yelling and quite a lot of singing, people yelling stories and song, and you can also hear the strumming of music as you approach the door. As you enter into the place, you're immediately kind of blasted with this kind of dank smell of smoke. And the place is kind of misty inside, filled with smoke. You can see the bar up ahead. Looks like there's 3 barkeeps behind the bar serving out beverages, and there's all different types of people in here. You've got, looks like a group of elves that probably have been traveling for some time. Look like they are definitely road weary and have kind of gathered themselves to one side of the bar. A couple of tables that have all different types of folk. The barkeeps are pretty generic fare. There's a dwarf, a human, and a Goliath that are kind of serving beverages from behind the bar. And then you also see that kind of sitting at the bar, different types of individuals. Some look like they live here and work. Some look like they've been migrating. And one of them kind of just stands out from the rest of the group. Looks like he might stand maybe 7-8 feet tall if he were standing fully, but he doesn't look like he's very massive. He looks like he's very slender. His skin is entirely blue. His features are very alien. And he's wearing kind of just loose-fitting robes on his person, sitting there kind of just holding a glass of wine. Looks like a lot of people have given him a pretty wide breadth. He's sitting at the bar, and there's a couple of stools to either side of him that have remained empty. Besides him, nobody really stands out. It may not be of note, but as I mentioned, it looks like there are all different types of workers here from the town itself, all different types of merchants from various different lands. I leave the table to you.
I would recognize what he is, right?
He does appear to be one of the Vidalcan, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna actually lean down to Brox when we walk in and point at him and say, "You recognize them skin fella?"
I don't think I've ever seen one before. What is he?
Call them Vendelkin, I believe. They're another, one of them tribes like mine used to be. I'm gonna go see if I can have some words with that blue brother over there.
Well, I'll join you if you don't mind.
Of course. Think it's best if we keep it to the two of us.
Hard look at the other three. 4, sorry.
Sam, make a
Y'all,
Hold on, real quick. Sam, make a intelligence arcana for me. This is a special check.
Nice.
So you got a 24. You are familiar with the Vidalcan as well. However, you've never seen one. You've heard reports of these creatures, and these outsiders. They're not natives of the realm. They're not natives of the plane or this world. From what you understand, they came some 100 years ago, maybe 200 or 300 years ago, on some strange ship, and ever since then have been kind of spreading out from where they landed. And from what you recall, they landed somewhere near the capital of the empire in the Emperor's region, known as Persalwell. They might have something to do with those Gith, or whatever you said they were. Muted.
I've mentioned both the GIF and the GIF, but I was going to say Sam, upon seeing an empty without listening to what anyone else says, was going to go over and sit down by the blue guy anyway.
Okay.
So it's perfect.
You sit down on one seat, and there's a seat open next to you, and then Broxgar and Vrak kind of move in and sit next to him on the other side of him. He kind of looks at you first, this Vidalcan, and then kind of looks at the other two.
before we do step away, though, I do want to say to Gilbert and Ren, find us beds. So they're like, that. I want you two to focus on that shit while we do this shit, if you could, since y'all got the money. And by y'all, I mean Gilbert. Thank you, Sugar Daddy.
Ren and Gilbert, you'd enter in, not really get a full taste of the whole scenario before Brock kind of looks back at Gilbert and says, "Can you guys get us beds?" and then goes off to do his thing, sitting next to a very strange big blue person. What would you two like to do?
Oh, yeah, so sit down next to him and
Hold
Brock.
on. No, sorry. Gilbert and Ren, you've just entered in.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see the others go off. I'm gonna ask Gilbert to see if he could secure the rooms, and I just want to look around to see if there's anything else of note in the bar, anything strange, out of the ordinary, whatever, dangerous, interesting.
Markings all over the place on the outside and the inside that you recognize immediately. Basically, thieves can't sign. It looks like this place is a safe place. It's also known as a meeting place. It's also known as a safe house, specifically for representatives of the Mardigan family. And it also appears to be a drop point for the Mardigan family. And then everyone else just kind of looks like a bunch of folk, merchants mostly, but a lot of people who work in the town as well. Do you attempt to park your elk outside, Gilbert?
That is a good question. I think I might have to dismiss it because
Okay.
well, how is there like a forest I could just send it off to? Like, hey, go hang out in the forest and come back.
Yeah, there's a dragon hanging out over it.
It'll be fine.
He'll be fine. If he eats it, I could recast it, but that kind of sucks.
You just send it away outside of the town.
I'm gonna try to look up the spell to see what it says I can do.
We'll worry about you later. That sounds boring as heck. So I'm gonna move back
Yeah, it does sound
to
boring as hell. I'll just
the others.
let it go off into the woods,
Sure.
and then I'll call it back later.
Yeah, I'm
What the
about to
hell?
fall asleep, Kevin. Come on, let me get to the others.
Yeah.
Brockscar and Brock, you two sit down after Sam sits down. Sam, I'm assuming you're kind of giving him an eye, or are you trying to get his attention, or are you just sitting there?
Right now, I'm ordering a drink and just sort of like side-eyeing him, just sort of like, I'm you know how like if you ever like meet someone who's like got even a modicum of fame, you kind of like want to say the right thing
Yeah.
and don't want to say something stupid and embarrass yourself. That's basically what Sam's doing right now.
The Goliath kind of looks down at you and says, "Yeah, what do you want?" And then I want you to go ahead and make me a charisma check because this could be funnier. This could be,
Oh gosh. 21.
you kind of go and kind of look like side-eyed at the Vidalcan, and then order a drink without saying something completely stupid. And you look like a normal human being. The Goliath will then serve you your beverage of choice. I presume that Brockscar and Brock are going to be a bit more on the direct approach, but you do note that the dwarf is the one that comes to serve you. The dwarf, kind of brownish gray hair. His beard looks like it's been tied back and like fused with the back of his hair to form a huge braid on his back. And he kind of walks over to you, cleaning out a mug, sets it out in front of you, reaches underneath, pulls out a slightly dustier mug and sets it out in front of Brock. What do you guys want?
I'd like an ale, brother.
Ale?
Make it 2.
And then in Dwarvish, he looks at you. Or do you want a stout?
Stout, of course, and back and forth.
You see him
And
reach,
one for my friend here.
he looks at him, and then
He's
says,
good. He's a good soul.
he says in Dwarvish, "All right, your word." And he walks over to a keg, and you notice the clan marking on it as that of Mug Pounder. And he pours a Mug Pounder stout for you and your friend, and sets those out in front of you. And he says in common, "Enjoy." And then in Dwarvish, he says, "And hopefully Throlf blesses you," and walks aside.
And I say it back to him, and I'll leave a generous.
Okay. After your beverages are served to you, who is sitting closer to the Vidalcan?
I assume I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, his spindly fingers, the very long fingers, are kind of caressing the glass, the contents of which appear to be some sort of white wine, kind of like a creamy, wine color. And he's not really paying attention to either of you.
Once I get the ale, I do want to take a drink of it because that's the first thing that Brock has to do.
It's the best.
Then puts
It's the best beer you've ever had.
fantastic. That I'm very, very, very grateful to Brockscar. Puts it down and turns to him. My far-traveled brother. You mind if I introduce myself?
He's kind of like looking away from you, and he just, "What? Sure."
name's Brock. Reach out, I don't know, a hand or something, or some sort of gesture, as if he's gonna.
He kind of leans back and kind of moves his hands away from you. I apologize. I don't do the whole touching rituals.
Ha! I like it. What are you drinking?
He looks over to the barkeep. What was it again? The Goliath says, "It's from the wine of Wizards of Wine. I forget where the town is. We get a shipment every so often. That."
Ooh, fancy.
And?
What?
Ah, seems silly now. Got a question for you. You and your people still traveling around these woods and parts?
Yes, I'm the representative of my tribe. I've made my way to this town to see if there are any more lucrative dealings. Our trades with the people of Greengate have not gone very well as of late.
What's the news from Greengate?
What do you know of my people? He says, kind of stopping for a second, having just blurted out all those things pretty honestly. Just kind of stops for a second. You can notice he's taken aback.
It's fair. You might not recognize me, brother. My people were cut down a long time ago. Long time ago.
I know that I'm familiar with some tribes in the Veiled Woods of your kind, or at least half, rather. Kind of discerningly looking at you. But you've met my people. We try to keep to ourselves, especially the last couple of years.
Only once or twice in the distant past, brother. I'm an old orc.
Fair enough. Yes, Greengate has been a bit problematic as of late, trade-wise. It seems that
I got old contacts there. Is there something wrong?
The Bloody Princess has determined that trade with the uncivilized is not to be upheld, and Greengate has followed that mandate. Fortunately for us, the folks here in Beggar's Hole have a bit more freedom, being further away from the capital. And fortunately for our people, we've managed to strike a deal.
Bloody Princess is a different person than the Duchess of Oltania.
So Irma Oltan, the Duchess of Oltania, the leader of, or effectively the queen of the Oltania Rus, the princess of this area. Her actual royal title is princess in her lands. Outside of the lands, she's regarded as a duchess because of the power structure.
I understand. Okay.
So she's stretching her limbs out further than before.
Aye. Well, she's causing our people a lot of trouble, especially since the more northern portions of the Veiled Woods are a bit more dangerous than the southern portions. We were having a decent amount of prosperity. A lot of our work has been undermined by this decree.
There are other folks in the same predicaments as you.
As I mentioned before, we keep to ourselves, so I don't know what's happening to the other tribes.
That's fair. I do appreciate that sentiment, brother. I do. Well, what if I were to tell you someone were interested in a change of power?
What do you mean? Kind of just confused.
My little brother here and the other boy on your left, we have plans.
Immediately as this kind of loud, boisterous conversation is being had, the dwarf bartender kind of walks over to you, Broskar, places his hand on the table, and looks at you. And in Dwarvish, he says, very low, speaking, he says, "The devil Otan has ears everywhere. I suggest you rein in your friend if you want to keep yourself safe." Nods his head.
Aye, and another round.
Got it.
Also, like, Sam, seeing the opportunity of being introduced, just sort of like blurts out, "Do you people ever have giant space hamsters?"
Like, immediately, like, head turns. I'm sorry, did you say something about space hamsters? What do you know about them? Confused look on his face, but
While he's distracted, I'm gonna nudge Brock and say, "A little more discretion, my friend. Perhaps there's."
it sounds like it doesn't seem like he's confused by the term. He's confused that you know the term is what you're picking up, Sam. Did you hear me? Test. Hold on a second. Test.
Hello?
Good.
Yeah, is it working now?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
working.
I can hear. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Andy's gone now.
Yeah, he's just got to re-jump in.
Okay.
yeah, he'll be back in a second.
Yeah, it was being weird. So, what was the last thing you heard me say?
I didn't even hear what Zach had said last.
Last thing that I heard you say was, "What do you know of giant space?"
He says, "What do you know of
That
space
kinda cut out
hamsters?"
right there.
And he's looking at you, and he appears to have confusion on his face, but not confusion at the term space hamster. Confusion at the fact that you know the term space hamster.
I met a giant hippo one time. He had a miniature giant space hamster on his shoulder, and it was just stuff.
We were,
I don't. What?
We-
Yes.
well, we were on our way here to help a distress beacon. The GIF. We're seeking assistance, but when we entered the spiral, we lost control of our helm and ended up here. We've been traveling for some time and thought that we would give the GIF some assistance as we'd had past dealings with them, but now that we're locked here in this place, we've been trying to do everything we can to just get by in our lives. Some time ago, some 100 years ago. How do you know about this?
You know, you hear things every once in a while from people.
He kind of leans in and places his big hand over his face to kind of whisper to you, and he says, "Are you a wizard?"
I just sort of like, hold on a second. Do I have anything that would be good for this?
You know casting spells out in the open might be a problem. The conglomerate isn't present, but the law enforcement still thinks they are.
Well, yeah, I was just going to just sort of like, basically, I've got the mug in front of me and just minor illusion the liquid inside of it to a different color, like angle it
Okay,
so that he
just
can
to
see it, but no one else can.
He smiles.
Did you hear me say that while he's distracted, I'd like to nudge Brock
I
and
didn't.
say,
Did Vrock hear that?
I did, and my response was going to be, that was all I was giving away. My goal's to get invited back to his people.
"Yeah, that's fine. I understand. I'm worried about someone here."
I hear you.
Sam, he says to you, "Do you know how to shift out of this world and into another one?"
I've heard of that before, but that's not under my purview as of yet. Maybe someday.
Our wizard was killed some time ago in a conflict between us and to be frank, a bunch of murderers. I believe we still have his spell book, and he had the ability to do it. Well, he would have had the ability to do it if he He said if he studied harder.
Guys, Sam has a new mission.
If no, I'll have to.
Spellbook.
I've already said too much. I apologize. He kind of looks around after kind of turning and looking back at Brock and Brockgar for a second. He looks back at you and kind of seems to terminate the dialogue. He says, if I were to seek you out, what is your name?"
Samuel David Southwell.
He nods his head. Okay. I have to ask if it is something I am allowed to even discuss with you. I've already said too much. I am Fogger. I will, if our paths cross again. He kind of nervously kind of gets up and starts walking away.
You said Fogger, like Fogg.
ER, yeah. And he stands up, and he is a massive 7 foot, like 6. Like he is just a slender man looking dude. And he kind of gets up, and as he's walking away, Sam, you also notice that he kind of closes his cloak with a second set of hands that appear to be attached at his waist area, and they appear to be his, but they very quickly kind of pull his cloak in as he kind of moves about and away. Effectively, he's a blue scrawny Goro for anyone who's curious. But yeah, he maneuvers out of the tavern. What would you like to do besides?
Pass out.
Okay.
Did Gilbert get us beds?
Gilbert, did you get them beds?
Well, I was going to get
God damn it!
I had to stop by.
As you're kind of like trying to get to speak to the barkeep and try and figure out how that works, Valette walks in.
Valette walks in.
Well, because I was held up talking to someone outside.
Oh. Okay.
Oh gosh. Wow. Valette, I guess, would approach the bar and say, "Excuse me, sir. I was informed that I might be able to find lodgings for the night here."
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah. For how many?
And she sort of looks around. There's 6 of us.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I can. Yeah, we have plenty of room. For. Yeah, that's not a problem. Absolutely.
Where's Ren?
I'm with Gilbert, and I whispered something to you.
No, I know. Broxcar, go ahead and make a perception check.
$15.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see Ren for a second, and then you kind of go, huh. And then you kind of turn for a second, and then you turn back, kind of look for him again, and there he is.
I'd just like to approach him and in a low voice tell him, "Listen, I'm already 3 drinks in. I'm feeling pretty good. But there's probably a spy or 2 out here. Just keep an eye out for anyone who's paying too much attention to us."
And then he would whisper quietly, "Good idea. I just left a coded drop for Marty."
Sounds good.
All right. Gilbert, looks like Valette kind of secures the rooms like out from under you as you're kind of trying to reach up and get the attention of the barkeep. And Brock and Brox are kind of nursing the second round. Sam, you're still in the first cup, kind of thinking about how that could have gone different, and what caused him to kind of change his disposition when he was being so open and forward with you initially. And yeah, you have rooms and you have all that. And what would you like to do?
I'd like to just keep my eyes out, see if I notice anybody acting strange in the inn, because I'm not really talking to a bunch of people or anything.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else that they want to do for the evening, or are you going straight to sleepy sleep?
I mean, probably similar with the townsfolk. I mean, with the barkeep, I'd just probably like do small talk of like how's business and see, maybe I can catch some other piece of snippet from him about just sort of the state of the town. And
Yeah, you've gleaned a pretty good amount of information, and he's basically recycling it when you're engaging with him.
Cool.
The other thing you note is that the town does have kind of a backstory. It's called Beggar's Hole because there is a very strange well kind of near the old road. You should be able to see it on the map there. It doesn't look like a well on the map. It looks more like a small little pond kind of in a kind of divoted area. And from what you understand from the conversation, that deep down beneath there are hundreds and hundreds of different pathways and caves. And there's specifically one that sometime long ago, when the thing was not as filled up as it was used to house the town's patriarch, one Flind, F-L-I-N-D, Goss, to allow him to hide away from the magistrates of the marches, the body of government that ruled before Rostigar took over some hundreds and hundreds of years ago, 600 I believe. And that's how the town got its name.
cool.
Also, John, when we are like safely away in like the rooms, is anyone else in there besides us, or is it just like
So
party members?
if Valette is securing the rooms, it's going to be just a common room, which is 8 total beds, and the entire room would be secured for the group. If you're trying to get your own rooms or anything like that, that'll be a different story.
No, I just wanted to make sure we weren't like there wasn't a bunch of like other people around us, because I was going to identify whatever items we'd gotten, and
Sure.
best to do that in private.
There was the chime. Go ahead.
We're all in one room.
Correct.
I just want to lay some caltrops out beside the door.
Okay. There was the chime, which I believe you already know. The scroll, which you already know. The flask is actually a potion. Upon inspection, if you identify it, it is a potion of superior healing in a tin flask. And then what was the last item?
The chime, the vellum, the necklace, and the
necklace of
flask.
fireballs.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What? That's awesome.
Very nice.
Also, the other thing that I was going to do was I was going to take time to cast alarm around like the room, so that
Yeah, you'll also notice inside of the scroll case, which is literally just like a leather kind of packet with the single scroll in there, there's also another piece of paper that seems to be kind of like the last will and testament of some old Vazriel, and it's in Vazriel if you're using comprehend languages to figure it out. But the individual seems to state that their name is Gower, Gower the Flamebringer.
Gower the Flamebringer.
Mm-hmm. And it seems to be written in just kind of like highfalutin tongue, like they're kind of like denoting all of these things that they're giving away. Some of the articles are things that you see here in the grouping. Others appear to sound like they're like properties that have probably long since dissolved. This would be thousands of years ago that this person probably lived.
Right. Also, the chimes of opening, does that have a full set of charges?
The chimes of opening are actually depleted to a point. Let's see. I would say that the chime of opening, there are 4 more uses on it.
4 more uses on that, and how many for the necklace of fireball?
The necklace of fireballs is brand spanking new.
Okay, cool. So that's got full. I will look up how many that is in a second.
Sure. I do not believe any of the items I've given you here require attunement, so.
Nice.
Cool. Gotta love it.
So which melee-only character gets the necklace of fireball so they have range as well? Slash, or the wizard could have it so he doesn't bleed his spell slots.
Well, the one thing I was going to say is whoever gets the chimes should probably not be Ren, since Ren has lock picking.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So someone who
All
does
I'm,
not
Sorry.
have
all
lock.
I'm hearing is Brack should get all the magic items.
Apologies.
Oh, that's what you
That's what
hear.
I'm hearing.
That's
That's what
what
I'm
you
hearing
hear.
you all say over and over again. Is
Matt.
Sure, you can take the scroll of Wall of Fire.
Matt, roll a d6 for me real quick.
So it's 1d6 plus 3 beads.
Yeah, that's why I'm having a roll a
Gotcha.
d6.
I know.
4 beads.
Wah.
you son of a bitch.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that RNG is
No
against this guy.
Statistics.
All right. Anybody have any other activities that they want to engage in the evening time?
Nope.
Okay. So you sleep. Nothing happens during the course of the night. You awake and you head out into the town. Is there anything that anybody wants to do in the town before you migrate on and continue on your process, or is Beggar's Hole pretty much just in your rearview mirror?
Valette would just mention what she heard about the well. Not with any significance of we need to check it out, just like throwing it out there as information for the group.
You'd also note, and I forgot your insight check was really high. You would note too that people mentioned that they think that it leads all the way down into the Foul Deep, which in John Dupre's campaign setting is the equivalent of the Underdark.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
All
We found an
right.
entrance if we ever need it.
So yeah, I would share. I would
Yeah.
definitely share all that so we have info for either future.
All you
or-
note takers, make sure that shit is written down because I ain't remembering it.
So where is this in the well?
Yeah,
Yeah, the beggar's hole, the strange well,
correct.
deep down,
Thank
hundreds
you,
of pathways and
Andy.
caves, leads to the Underdark.
Okay. Do me a favor, Tim, since you're the representative, roll a d20 real quick for the town for events that might take place during the morning time before you leave.
Crit. 11.
Riot.
Okay. Nothing special or crazy or terribly cool happens. And if nothing else is being done in the town, I'll go ahead and move you back to the kingdom map.
You guys should probably divide up those magic items so that you can use them if you ever get a chance.
If you need
because-
time to do that, go ahead and handle that.
Yeah, I don't particularly
Yeah.
want anything, but I think other people might.
Here.
I mean, if no one else is going to, I'll take the chimes for right
Yeah.
now.
I'll take the. I think either I typed in Discord or Gilbert should have the flask since we're really mobile. We can get it.
Oh, the potion?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think maybe somebody else should have it because I can heal, but other people can't.
No, I think
Then-
Ren
okay.
would be a great
Then
idea.
Ren-
Then they can be.
Ren is
mobile.
great.
You have it, Ren.
Okay.
You do still have the healing potion that we bought in town, right? Like,
I have one of those.
And
Alright,
I don't
then
need
as
the chimes. I have some lockpicks still, so I should be fine there.
and so Ren's taking superior. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we can give Rack the necklace of fireballs.
Hell yeah, brother!
That's a good idea.
Because
Yay!
I think that's what Zach really wants in all of this.
There's no way this can go horribly wrong.
Rack, you bring the fire, and I'll bring the lightning.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you bring the fire and I'll bring the balls.
Oh,
So-
nice.
You're leaving in the morning time. You'll note that the road here runs very close. The run out of the west side runs very close to the forest line. It's a bit closer. It's quite close. It's like directly on compared to where the forest was in comparison on the road to Beggar's Hole. The road from Beggar's Hole which people have denoted is called the Forest Line Road. So the road between Beggar's Hole and the next town is known as Forest Line Road. It seems that a lot of people who you've talked to, specifically with the discern check, also note that the route out of town, it's a bit more precarious as it enters into. You're technically in the Rus right now, in the duchy, but you're not in like the depths of it. Once you get to the next town, which the folks there, again being free here, nobody asked any questions, but kind of a training moment. They say that the next town is actually not a town; it's a city, the city of Kurik, Kurik. And that said, you begin your travels. Way too kind in my information. I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff, so I like making sure it gets out there. But that said, moving into the first square, or the first hex, Tim, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Right. Let's fight a dragon with a 20. 3.
Roll a d8.
Ooh. Oh, this is for monster. 2.
Thank you. All right, and then go ahead and move yourself into the next position. And another d20 for the next movement.
Do it. Do it.
10.
And a d8.
8.
Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun.
My choice.
Lanchar.
All right.
Oh, 1 through 6. 7 stays where they are. 8 his choice. Nice.
No, ones they say where they are.
Oh, okay.
2
Not bad.
through 7 is the 6, and then 8 is I choose. Okay, so as you guys are getting to the middle portion of the day, you should move one more token over. As you're getting to the middle portion of the day, you see a dark shadow kind of escape out of the forest line and kind of ride out over the top of you. What's your reaction to this?
It came from what direction?
It's coming over the forest line. It's coming out of the forest. It's very high up. It's just a shadow at this point.
It's Batman.
Throw ourselves down on the ground.
Quick, scatter.
I
Hide.
thought he said they didn't come out of the forest.
Stealth checks for the lot of you.
All right. Let's do this,
Could I use the
guys.
group stealth feature? Do I
Everybody who
have that
does not
ability?
have stealth trained, you gain half your proficiency to the stealth. check.
Yes.
Okay, so whatever I roll, add.
Add 1, right? I think it's 1. It's rounded down.
I think so.
Guys, I'm into heavy armor, so this is going to be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I didn't roll terribly.
10.
So that's an 18 for me. I know it's a 17, but I didn't
Yeah,
add.
plus 1.
It's 11 with Andy's bonus. It's not good, guys.
Don't worry, guys. It's not like dragons are proficient in perception.
Right.
Yeah.
Might not have been our best move.
Hey, we have fireballs and lightning bolts, though.
I'm perfectly hidden inside of the sidecar.
And that, by the way, is
Brock pulls a blanket over his head, and you can't tell anyone's there.
wait. That's an ability
Full
that
ET mode.
comes from advanced ability checks.
Yeah,
Oh,
group stealth.
awesome.
It's
Group
a
stealth.
skill trick. Basically, it states that he's proficient, so he helps other people stealth, and the way that's basically allowed in is they add half their proficiency bonus. They effectively jack of all trades for stealth checks. That said, what is the lowest roll? 10?
10.
And how many people?
Oh,
11.
It's actually an 11, right?
Oh, yeah.
11, yeah.
How many people got over 22?
Nobody.
Alright.
Nobody.
I got 21.
As you kind
All
of
of us?
scatter and move about and kind of hide to your positions, the shadow kind of like flies out over you and the sun kind of drops back down. And it's been kind of like a cooler morning. And there's a bit of mist in the forest area. So as it swoops past over you, the mist kind of like floods out of the forest kind of over you guys. Like it pushed it out with its wing beats. It doesn't linger for very long, but effect. And then it spins about in the air and comes back to your general direction. you see it descend down and slam down onto the ground some 300 or so feet out from you. As it does so, it kind of lifts its head up and kind of starts looking in your direction. Not talking, just looking.
What size is it?
Yeah.
That is actually a good question. What size is it?
Let's see. Its wingspan, probably closer to 30 or so feet, 40 feet. It looks like when it hits and kind of like lifts itself up, it's standing somewhere around 20, 25 feet at its full extended height, head to bottom foot.
So we're talking like probably a huge creature here.
So y'all want me to throw a bead at it? I'll throw a fucking bead at it. Let's go.
What's a green dragon?
About, like, a
What is
foot or
their thing? Is it fire?
Poison.
Poison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let's do this. That don't affect me that much.
I think it's a bad idea.
Oh, if it's
So-
huge, I think we can take it. If it's larger than huge, no.
Yeah. Is it looking in our direction? Because we have our elk and stuff there, right?
Yep.
So, I get a plan. Should I send my elk in a different direction? I whisper to Ren, who's riding with me. I say, should I send the elk out in a direction? It'll attack it, and then it'll disappear, and then I'll summon it back, and we'll walk for a while.
Brock, when you disengaged from the bicycle, did you walk the bicycle over to where you were at, or did you ditch it and just rush over to like a hiding spot?
Oh, I'm sure I took the bike with
Okay.
me and tried to hide it with me. That was part of the failure of my hiding, I am sure.
Sure, certainly.
It was
What do
too
you think,
stupid
Brad?
to ditch
He
the bike.
accidentally hit the little bell that's been put on the bike. Ring, ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose to hide behind the bike as if that would hide me. Like, why is that a giant bike
What's that? What did you ask, Kevin?
there?
Did you hear me? I said, my idea is to send. I'm whispering this to Ren. I say, what if I send the elk out in a direction opposite from us? It'll see it and think maybe that's what it saw. It'll go kill it, eat it, but it's just a spirit, so I can resummon it. So it kind of sucks, but it may save
Why not?
us.
That's good. Do that.
All right. So the elk I had.
Still, we already made the decision earlier not to fight this thing.
Right. So if we have to fight, we'll fight. But
Right,
so
we have
far,
to.
the elk is sitting down, like kind of on its knees, trying to hide. But I'm gonna have it get up and run away from us, and
Yeah.
not make a lot of noise until it's not right
So-
next to us.
You're on the road. Your backs are effectively to the trees, and then you have left and right on the road, and then out 300 feet from you is the dragon, kind of like sparse kind of shrubs and the like between you and it. You're sending your elk in what direction?
I'm gonna set it back on the road we came from in that direction, and then eventually it's gonna keep running on the road till the dragon looks like it sees it. Then it's gonna cut off the road, go towards the woods.
Okay. I would like for Vrak and Broxgar to make perception checks.
It sees us.
22.
Brock, you've dealt with predators, specifically like daggermouth displacer beasts and other like panther-like cats in the forest, the Veiled Forest, and you understand that kind of the illusion of not concerning itself with you is penultimate in the predatory mindset of the Veiled Woods. The dragon kind of looks in that creature's direction, and Gilbert, you're like, it's working kind of mentality.
It's working.
But Brock, you notice that it's slowly walking its way towards you, but doing so in that cat-like fashion where it's very hard to tell that it's actually advancing.
Hmm. I want to point that the fuck out to them, like, it's not working. We either stand and fight or run.
In anger, it kind of like raises its wings, having heard you say that. Its wings kind of flare out, and it kind of looks down at you as it kind of stands up rampant. And then in the common tongue, it says, "A toll for those who pass my road."
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we just try talking to it, see if maybe it has sense.
Go for it, Sam.
He's your dragon buddy.
Right. So, what do you mean by a toll? Like, do you want us to ring you a bell?
It
Thinking
Wise
about
ass
maybe I
as
should have been the one
always.
that did
Wise
this.
ass as always.
it kind of doesn't really state anything in reply, and it kind of holds itself in that posture, and then it kind of slams its feet down, its forward feet down on the earth. You can kind of feel the vibration of its massive form slamming into the ground. You presumed it was 300 feet away from you before. Brock, you know it's actually closer to 150 feet away from you now, at this point.
I am getting my sort of like moving my just resting my hand on my hip where my wand is, ready to draw and shoot if needed, and just observe the party and what everyone else is getting ready to do.
1 second.
Oh, and would this be a possible thing where I could do the combat insight thing?
I have the same thing. I have combat insight as well.
Oh yeah, go for it.
But it says after rolling initiative.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
then
mine
no.
is mine is
Okay,
mine
so
is,
we'd have
mine
to
is
wait if we fight.
intuition. Yeah.
Okay, so the map you're looking at, it's actually slightly off in that directionality is kind of skewed incorrectly. So it should be south. South is effectively to the right, and north is to the north, and the road is the road. So you can go ahead and place yourselves wherever you'd like to be. It's about 150 feet off map on the left.
150 feet on the left.
To the left of the map, north of
To the
you.
left.
What
It
was
wasn't-
our marching order as far as for elk, horse, and
scattered.
bike?
We scattered.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm hiding
we're
my
running
ass. I'm
together, two and two.
hiding.
Two.
Well, like I'm thinking like more like what was it? So like would I be more to the front or behind for where I
Your
hid
call.
or tried to hide? Alright.
It doesn't matter. Like it could have been the case that you stopped and hid first, and then everyone else kind of rushed
Right.
past you and stopped and hid.
Alright, because I'm probably nearby. I probably tried to stay with people in the quote unquote hiding.
Yep.
Oh fuck! I don't want to stay anywhere near anybody else that's hiding.
True, because we're gonna get dragon.
Spread out!
Spread out. Yeah, I don't think I want to be there. Maybe hide over here.
After taking a moment, kind of quiet and not really moving, its head kind of snaps back up to looking at you. And if you haven't ever seen a green dragon, I'll go ahead and post a. Well, I don't have the picture up right now, but they have a bit more of a serpentine kind of neck. They're kind of covered with spiny kind of protrusions and kind of like a fin on their back. This one is kind of inquisitively looking at you and seems to be responding to a question that was asked moments ago before you kind of panicked, kind of like, weren't sure and are starting to reach for weapons and such. It says in response to the question, what you mean by a toll, it says, one item, blessed by the winds, crafted by your smiths, to be empowered. A magic item apiece.
A piece?
Hmm.
So let's see. We
Right,
have
you want some magic item.
Your greatest magic item.
Oh, then that's not going to happen, right?
Let's give him
Does-
our
does
greatest.
he mean the sword?
Oh, guys, let's give
Yeah.
him our greatest magic item.
So,
We can give it to him.
in response to that thought, Ren, you hear a voice in your head. He can't see us.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I
So we
think
can
he's
still
just.
get out of this. We can still get out of this.
Yeah, I don't think he knows about the swords. He's just saying our greatest magic item, as in AKA something powerful.
Mhm.
do we think it could actually make use of the eye stock lenses?
I mean, we.
Well,
could
we
give
don't know
that to
about
him.
those, right? Only Sam knows
No,
about those.
I picked them up literally in,
In front of
plain
you.
view of everyone.
Okay. So
So yes, you know about them. So yeah, sure. Let's try the eye stock lenses.
Do you try both?
So that's 2.
Yeah, sure. We'll try
Okay.
both eye stock lenses.
You kind of raise them up to show him those. and he starts kind of moving himself towards you, getting pretty close.
As he
Bring it
gets
up.
closer, do we get a sense of size? Like a better sense of size?
I got 2 items that I can give away. But let's. Is he actually moving close where we could see him? Like, I mean, up close.
Yep.
Yeah, because again, I had the eye stalk lenses offering
Oh.
those to him because it's not like any of us can use that.
Let me double
Oh,
check.
shit.
That is right. Yeah, that's accurate.
Getting
So
closer.
his serpentine neck kind of lifts him up to a height of about 25 feet, but when he kind of coils back down and starts walking, seems to have a height of about 18 or so feet, maybe 20. It looks like his wingspan is kind of massive. He's tucked his wings back behind him, and his wings kind of are lower down the back than what you'd presume for most dragons. Green dragons have a kind of weird structure in that regard. But anyways, he kind of prowls over to you, stops, and kind of looks at you, holding up the eye stalk lenses. Toss them on the road and back away.
Yeah, sure. Again, not like there's much that we can do with them.
Who's the other one you're allowing free with those 2?
What'd you say?
The one that you're riding on with.
Oh, this is per person.
Yep.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
magic item per person.
Interesting.
I have 2. I would say.
What are the 2 that you have? Is my question.
Are you talking in character or out of character?
Out of character. I'm just like
Out of
curious.
character, I have a ring of psychic resistance, and I have a wand of the war mage. Both of those require attunement, and I am not attuned to them. So
What-
they're candidates to give away. But I do think maybe if he's only huge, we might want to attack him when he gets close, because he's already close. But anyways, I'm gonna take those 2 items out, the ring and the wand, and hold them up to him.
Yeah, guessing it's the same thing.
You see him kind of
Put
look.
him on the road, walk away. Who
Look
do you
up-
want?
Yeah.
Who's the other person?
Well, you see him look over at Gilbert, and he kind of moves his fingers, and then you see his eyes kind of flare blue for a second, and kind of shimmer, and then a light. Sam, you recognize it. He just cast Detect Magic, but he did it with such natural grace, you think that it's an innate feature of this dragon. After casting it, he kind of looks Gilbert up and down, scanning him over. Those will suffice. Who is the second? Who is your charge?
Okay, Ren's close enough to me. At least you were in the past. I'll look over at Ren.
And he goes, not the elf.
Oh, you bastard.
Ooh. All right, then I'll look up Varak, I guess.
Nods its head, and then kind of brushes you back. You set them next to the eye stalk lenses.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Brock, you back away. Sam, Brock,
Yeah.
and Villette, right,
Yeah, Sam, Brock, and
Gilbert.
Villette.
are all kind of backed away. So Brockscar, the dragon kind of snaps its attention to you.
Shoot it in the face.
Okay.
Do you really do that, Joe?
Oh, I
So,
love
John,
it.
Subtle.
Make your
Subtle.
God.
Go, Joe.
I was trying to be aware of what the party would do. Could I
Joe's
also?
not giving away
lightning
anything.
bolt
That
it?
was
No.
that was amazing poker
Okay.
face.
Then,
Yeah.
No.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, that
Was
was.
that hit?
To be fair, I was thinking that we were going to try to ambush it when it went for the
Let me check.
items anyway. So it works out pretty well.
Oh boy. Does that hit it?
Yeah. I believe so. Hold on.
God, I hope so. Otherwise, we're in big trouble.
That will be fine.
Yep. it
Brox
hits.
has an itchy trigger finger. Trigger finger.
Tringer finger.
I
hit those
trigger
trigger
finger.
Yeah, those
Good
Tringer
try.
fingers are really weird.
They are scary. Do this, and by that I mean run.
Sorry. Hold on a second.
Oh man.
Okay. Let's see.
Holy crap, we really spread out, guys.
Yeah, dude, you want to stand next to each other and get coned?
That is
Hell
such a bad
no.
idea.
Yeah, seriously.
It is good for casting spells, though, when you're close. But I understand. You don't want to get coned. Makes sense.
We're not getting coned. We're just getting hosed.
Unless it's cone of cold, because that will only do half damage to me.
Yeah, that would still probably kill me in like one shot.
Alright.
Not good.
Okay.
Well, you know, wizards, we don't have that
Yeah.
much stuff.
You're not real good with the hit points usually.
Not so good with the hit points.
I mean, it's sort of the thing, you know, like phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty amount of hit points.
Exactly, your glass cannon.
Alright.
So I bet we're gonna be
Okay.
rolling initiative soon.
It'll take its ready to action in
you see
response
that in-
to your shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
There
Its,
you go, you ugly beast.
its wings flare out wide to the sides, and it lifts itself up rampant. Its head snaps up and stares down at everyone in a terrifying fashion. Wisdom saving throws across the board, please.
Wisdom saving throws. This is what
Who's
happens.
within 10 feet of me? Gilbert.
Joe?
You
Even
that's right.
even at
Move
this
there.
distance, John.
I got a
And-
12.
Yeah, everybody's in range.
I'm
That's what I was
frightened.
checking.
You might
20.
want to use your inspiration if you got it.
Joe, you fire the
Both
pistol,
of mine were 12.
and upon
I'm gonna
shooting
use
it
my inspiration.
and hitting it, you watch it rear, and you literally drop the gun out of your hand as your hand starts shaking, and you just feel like the need to flee. You are frightened by the creature, and you can, of course, repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. Any attacks against it have disadvantage, and you can't move closer to it.
So who of all of us are frightened?
Oh, if
Nope.
you are Zach, you're fine, and if you're Andy, you're fine. Everyone else is
Cool.
pissing their
That's
pants.
what I
Oh
thought.
yeah, buddy.
All right.
Just you and me, Andy. Let's go.
Do it! Let's run!
Oh man, this is gonna be.
Yep.
this
I
is gonna be
rolled
good.
a 2.
Initiative.
Yo, did you
Yeah, I
guys
rolled
know
two
I
12s.
can throw the whole necklace at once?
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What did
Wow,
you have to get to save? Because I would have
supernova.
got a bonus from Valette.
+3 from below, I
3.
think.
Yeah, so you would have had an 8.
So bad.
18 is not enough.
So bad.
Gilbert, 18 would be fine. Yeah, you're not frightened.
Yes! Thank you, Valette. You saved my ass.
Oh, you're welcome.
Do you have Aura of
That's it.
Courage
Paladin
yet, or is that
is-
later?
Oh.
What level paladin is he? Are
I
you
think
level
it's 10th
9?
level, is
Are you
it?
eighth?
No, my secondary.
10th level for Aura of
yeah,
Courage.
yeah, right,
It's
right.
10th
All
level.
paladins get Aura of Courage. At 10th level, you're immune to frightened, and so is everyone within 10 feet of you.
Yeah, that's awesome when that happens.
It doesn't dispel frightened effects, by the way. If something is frightened and then you move over to it, it doesn't lose the frightened trait. It just cannot become frightened before then. Do I have everybody on the board?
Except you got to reorder it because I'm actually at
Yeah.
the top.
Gilbert, take a turn.
Sweet. Now this is why I was saying I wish everybody was together because I want to cast a spell. All right, let's see. 1, 2. Who is within 30 feet of me?
I am.
It
I
looks
am.
like Valette, Vrak, Sam, but everybody else, Ren and Brock.
Nope, I'm out. I'm out of that.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope, so
Mhm.
that in the future, when I have to heal people, it'll hopefully be maximum. So, I mean, that's what the spell does. So,
Come on, man.
That
Let's
one.
quit it.
all right, and then what I would do after I cast that, and get everybody except for Ren and Rockstar, I need to move. So I will move. What is this right here? Is this like an outcropping where like the land is
Yeah.
higher? All right, I want to try to move towards that. How many move? Let me see something. I want to check the distance here.
Sure.
Oops, shit, that was an accident. Sorry, I'm trying to go quickly. Looks like that's 50 feet. So if I go 40 feet, I can get close to it.
Sure.
All right, that's what I will do. 40 feet over here. And then I guess I could do a bonus action too. I will cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
and place it like right here.
1 second.
Wait, how are you gonna cast spiritual weapon and beacon of hope?
Oh, you can't cast two spells in one turn.
Yeah,
Spiritual weapon
buddy.
is a duration.
No.
2 spells.
Well, yeah, no,
though.
2 spells though.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
cast
shit.
spells.
You're right. You're right. I'll hold it till next turn then.
Okay. Bronxgar, frightened condition.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
You can pick up. You can pick up your gun. You don't have to leave it on the ground. It's fine.
Nope, I'm too scared to pick up.
All right.
But I will drop a bog bomb in the process of me running over here.
Okay.
You gonna shit your pants?
What's the radius on the bog bomb?
After a round, it'll be 20-foot radius.
One second. You should have control of the token. Move it to where you wanted to basically create. Thank you. After one round, so at the start of your
Yes,
next
not
turn. At the end of your turn, make a wisdom saving throw for fear.
Scary.
It is still really scary. Alright.
Lot of choices.
No one else has attacked it yet.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-oh.
It looks to the rest of you and says, "The dwarf's life is forfeit," and takes to the air and basically flies in a straight jumping arc into that area to right there, perfectly 80 feet. Its flight speed is 80 feet. It will multi-attack. So it is really scary again. If you, everybody's already been affected by the frightful presence, so I don't think that's a problem. And if you've succeeded against a frightful presence, you can't fail against it again until 24 hours have been exceeded. So it's just going to bite and claw.
Claw!
30, 18, and 19, do those all hit?
Yeah.
30? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh god.
Don't worry, guys.
So-
it's only a dragon.
Walk it off, as Matt
It
says.
flies up in the air, it kind of dips its wings backward and kind of pushes them back behind it, and it becomes very streamlined. Its head kind of snakes up and then snaps down at you, Brox, and bites like almost the whole of you, effectively. And you feel its teeth kind of sink in, but it doesn't hold the bite. It just kind of tears and rends against you like a serpent does. You feel poison kind of enter into you. Do dwarfs gain resistance to poison damage? Or they just have... I know they get something for poison.
I think they get, or I think
Advantage on poison saving throws for sure, I think.
I think they.
Let me
do
double
have-
check. It's been a while.
Nobody look at the book. Let's just pretend like we all know.
It's been a while. Hold on a
I
second.
don't think so.
You have advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have resistance against poison damage. Dwarven Resilience.
Aha. Yes, sir.
It's effectively the Iron Gut of the 5th edition years. So then the first attack will do 16 points of piercing damage, and then 3 points, that's halved from 7, 3 points of poison damage. That's the first attack. The next one, the claw, does 14 slashing, and the last claw does 10 slashing. So that would be a total of 30, 40 points of real damage and 3 points of poison.
All right. Ow, ow, ow.
All right. That is its turn. All right. Brackets, you're up.
Do it. Do it.
Had to be Brox that he went after.
It had to be Brock.
It had to be Brox that shot him.
It had to be Brock.
Empty the wand.
Should I? Do you guys want me to do this quick? You did give
Yeah.
me a giant nuke around my neck.
Do it.
Do it.
Just
if
do it.
Brock would do it, do it.
Pull the pin and jump on top of it.
It's going to pull the pin and throw it at the dragon and have the dragon jump on top of it.
Are you
No,
using
he's
the necklace?
sacrificing himself.
All 4 charges. It'll effectively be a 7th level fireball.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
So
looking up.
it
I
would
need to
be-
get closer though in order to.
Yeah, it'll be a total
Anybody have inspiration?
of 11d6 fire damage if you're throwing it.
Yes. I think-
Inspiration for what?
What if it doesn't? Is it an auto hit?
No,
Yeah, it's a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Or isn't it?
yeah, it's a saving throw. Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
Wait, sorry. How many d6?
11.
11.
So 8 normally, plus 1 for 4th, plus 1 for 5th, plus
Yeah.
1 for 6th. Yeah, it'd be a 6th level one because it's 1 charge to utilize just the 1 ability, and then 3 extra charges, right?
Right.
Total? Yes.
Right.
So yeah, then what I said, 11.
37.
Dexterity saving throws DC 15. All right. As the necklace kind of absorbs the garnets, and you hear them kind of sizzle and pop and come blackened on the necklace, like other stones are on the necklace. This huge mote of fire kind of emits from the necklace as you kind of squeeze the chain. As the fireball manifests and kind of makes a very arcane sound, you see the dragon's head kind of snap like that and designate it, and then it turns its body so that its tail's facing Broxgar and its forward portion's facing you, and the wings slam closed like doors. The fireball hits it and seems to char it a bit, but it seems to have made its dexterity saving throw.
I expected it to, but it's still good 20 damage or 15 damage.
It's 18, but yeah, somewhere in between.
You know, 15 to 20 is in my head. 18's right in the middle.
Perfectly
I did.
fine. As it's it'll perform a legendary action. After that, it'll use its tail
Ooh.
on Broxgar, of course. If my
So-
computer will let me.
Me throwing the necklace at him didn't count as Broxgar's magic item.
What?
I like your logic there. I love it.
I said me throwing the necklace at his face didn't count as
After I said what,
Brox.
I picked up on it.
It's awesome.
Doesn't count. All right. I can't say I didn't try, guys. I gave him the magic item he fucking wanted.
Here, take it.
Broxgar, there's this like one moment where the dragon turns away from you. You're like, yeah, its attention's not on me anymore. And then you look up and the tail just goes and slams into your shoulder. Take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, you're not doing so good, bud.
All right.
Not at all.
Ren, it is you're up. It took the legendary action after Brock and before you. Go ahead.
I'm going to use my combat intuition.
Okay. So, I apologize. I should have told you that. Its challenge is higher than your level by far.
By far. Okay.
Don't
Super.
worry, guys. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. So I would like to bonus action high.
Okay.
Shall I make a stealth check?
Yes, please.
I rolled a 30 crit
Really?
success.
It's really good. Yeah. Okay. You're pretty sure you're hidden.
Okay. Then I'm going to pop out of cover and shoot it with advantage.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. That really sucks. Then I'm going to move into the trees. Could I move here? There's a
Yeah.
little outgrowth here.
Perfect.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It will take. Let's see. It's going to take a legendary action. As its kind of wings kind of like hold up, it drops them down as your arrow comes flying at it, and it kind of swings where you thought the head was, and that's why you missed. You were trying to shoot it like right when it popped its head back out, and it wasn't where you thought it was going to be. As the arrow goes flying by, you see the head go and kind of snap towards your direction. It seems to be focusing in on you, Andy. Yeah, it is augmenting the DC of its perception. It is actively perceiving you.
Oh, fun.
All right. So the new DC will be changed from its passive based on that. All right, for future checks. Sam.
Right. Gilbert, you can move what, 40 feet?
Yes. Yes, I can move 40 feet.
Okay, good. I'm going to leave you enough room so that you can actually get line of sight on our friend then,
Oh,
just
sweet.
in case he needs it. But yeah, John.
Okay. Hold on a second
All
here.
the
I
fun.
think I made tokens for you for this. I don't remember.
I
if
believe so. Let me check. They're somewhere. I think. Are they under?
No. I never made them.
I thought I remembered them being on here.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
That's weird.
Hold on a
It's
second.
not under. No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm not
see.
seeing it under anything that would make sense.
Spell effects and assets.
It's fine.
That's where I looked. It wasn't there.
I can throw something down real quick. Hold on. Or if you just want to draw on the map, that's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, I'll draw on the map until we get
Okay.
something.
If you use the line instead of the brush, it should actually make like straight lines. And if you hold Alt, you can snap it to the grid.
Right. And Alt snaps into the grid. Let me just double check. What's
think
the
it does, yeah.
line? I usually try to get this thing to do the writing. I don't know why I didn't print it out. I just want to see how long the 60 feet long wall. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to. Come on. It's not working so well. Okay, yeah, like I'm basically just trying to cut off.
Yep, just draw it then. I mean, with the draw
Yeah.
tool, that's fine. So 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, ringed. It generates heat in one specific direction, and on the other side, it does not generate heat. Anything within a specific distance of it takes 5d8 fire. On the side of the wall selected, deals 5d8 when it ends its turn within 10 feet of the wall. So if it doesn't end its turn there, it's fine.
Right.
But when the wall appears, it also has a chance of taking the damage as well. So let me
Yeah.
make my save.
So yeah, I'm basically, fire aiming towards the dragon to cut Brock's
course.
off. And hopefully Gilbert should have enough room to be able to get line of sight if he wants to, healing word
What's your save DC?
goes down.
16, I see. So I'll take the
I
full.
think that's, let me verify that. Oh, you'll take the full? Nice.
Yeah. And did you draw the line yet?
Yeah, it's on my screen.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, I don't know why it didn't
There it
draw
is. There it
Yeah,
is.
there it is.
No, this is,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, just right
Got it.
there.
Perfect. All right. Good play. I am going to legendary action between then and then, since it realizes that you're protecting and it's in the firewall at current. Before it has to migrate, it's going to go ahead and give Broxgar another slap at the face.
Ouch.
Awesome.
22 to hit, 21 bludgeoning damage.
I'm down.
You watch as it kind of just smashes the dwarf in the side and kind of causes him to tailspin, hitting the ground. Bullet.
So is this just the frightened condition? So I can't
Mm-hmm.
closer to it, and I can't attack it. I have advantage though.
You cannot attack it. You have you can attack it. You have disadvantage if you make attacks, and you cannot willingly move closer towards it.
Oh, also, hold on a second. I need to make my wisdom saving throw at the end of my turn.
Yeah.
you get advantage.
23.
You don't care about it.
All right, cool. So if that's the case, lightning bolt.
Okay.
Ah.
Dexterity saving throw on the it's wand of lightning bolts, right?
Yeah.
15.
So I'm just.
DC's 15. And
No,
then
it didn't.
it. How many charges of it are you utilizing?
Oh, I can use multiple charges?
Yeah, each one of the charges that you pump into it increases the casting level by 1.
I'll use,
If you use the last charge, you have to roll a 20-sided dice, and if you roll a 1, I think the 1 breaks.
right.
Let me double check. Wand of lightning bolt. Pew 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 pew. It currently has 7 charges. DC's 15, as I said. And I passed it, by the way. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I didn't pass it. I haven't rolled it yet. Pump how many charges you want to.
I'll use, it's more efficient to spread it out. I'll do 3 charges though, so it'd be 6.
Okay.
Correct? 5th level.
So.
No, it'd be fifth level.
Yeah. Whatever the number is, -1 plus the 3rd level, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, it looks like it kind of is set against the fire. It's kind of standing on its tippy toes, kind of moving away from it as it bashes the tail. As it kind of pulls itself away, the lightning bolt streaks underneath its arching form, and it kind of, like, gets down to the side of it. The lightning bolt singes it, but doesn't fully blast through it. Looks like it narrowly dodged it.
And then a wisdom saving.
Is there?
23!
He gets advantage for Beacon of Hope.
Yeah.
I'm back in this, boys. Time to run
Nice.
up and lay on
Gilbert.
hands, brah.
All right. Did he get a move? Did he move on his turn, or is it, that's the end of his turn when he saves, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
purposely
it's the end
didn't
of his
move
turn.
because I would have to move further away.
Yeah. All right. So it's my turn.
Correct.
Can I see
No.
Brock? Well, Brockscar's unconscious, right?
You can't see him.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
I'm going to
the
use-
smoke hasn't kicked in yet.
Doesn't matter. There's a wall of fire in between him and them.
Yeah, there's a wall of
Wall of
fire, but
fire,
I
you're
did
right.
leave enough room for him to move around to be able to see if need
Right.
be.
But what
Yeah.
I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my Channel Divinity Step Together feature, which allows everybody I can see within 120 feet to move. It's not going to provoke an attack of opportunity, so we can move up right on top of it, people.
Right.
That's what I'm expecting you to do. I rally the troops. I say, let's get it! Now we could all move. What does it say?
Your speed.
Your speed.
Your speed.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 40. This is what I'm going to do here. You guys can all move your speeds right now.
John, if I'm still on, I guess I would have gotten off the horse to hide. That would have made sense, right?
Yeah, you're not on the horse.
All right, good. Where's that come?
So I can move there 40 just for that step together bonus action. Go ahead and move, people, so I know where you are.
Working
I
on
did.
it. Sorry, I had to reload my roll 20 because it froze.
Oh, Andy, just so you're aware, the fire's there, all the stuff is happening. You see its head kind of peek up over the firewall and kind of like register you. You're like, oh, it's distracted. And then it's like, hi, how you doing? It seems to still be kind of...
You know, even with my 18 passive, I'm sorry, even with, it has, its passive perception is different.
It no longer has a passive perception, it has an active perception.
Active perception.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's keeping an eye on me. God damn.
Right.
Out of curiosity,
Oops.
did the dragon get moved 5 feet to the left when the wall of fire popped up?
Does
Am
it-
I
He
supposed to
doesn't
be?
get moved, he just gets engulfed in flame.
Yeah. It
Got
can,
it.
You can be
I
in
wasn't
the
sure
wall.
if it was one of the ones that. I didn't know if it was one of the ones that pushed you or not when you summoned it, because I think one of the other ones does Wall of Stone or something.
And Wall of
shit.
Force, I think both shun people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wall of Force is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but the Wall of Fire you can go through. It does damage to you if you do. But because the creature's so big, it's taking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Just wanted to make sure my placement is right
Right on, right on.
for all the maths and
You know,
stuff.
Sam's not going to move.
Alright, it's a bonus action to step together.
All right.
Actually,
You don't have to move if you don't want to.
You know, the other
Ren
sides
can
were
move
not
if he wants to.
clumped
He
together.
already
I did move.
Okay. All right. So now for my next movement. Shit. Can I? If I go, I can now do my regular move. If I move 5, 10, 15, can I see him?
Yeah.
Can I see Brockscar?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna cast Healing Word. No, I can't cast Healing Word because that's a dang bonus action. So let me
That's right.
see. 15.
Well, was your divine thing a bonus action?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's the bad thing about it. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Can you
40.
get to him and touch him?
I cannot this turn. All right. What I'm going to do then is I'll have to do something else. I'll move over to kind of hide behind this thing,
Mhm.
and then maybe I could shoot something at him.
Sure.
Kevin, real quick, you don't happen to
Yeah.
have aid prepared, do you?
Aid?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Because that's an action. 30.
Yeah. I mean, cure wounds is an action, but I don't.
Touch.
I'd have to get on top of him. I can't get
Well,
to him.
yeah, but I think the reason was 8 is ranged also.
Right, and it's an action.
Ah, right.
And that would have effectively got him up.
Yep.
Right. I do not have that.
No worries.
Unfortunately.
Not a problem.
But
Not a
You
problem.
said you're
what
taking
I
a
could
shot.
do is I could take a. I'll do flash lance.
Okay.
I believe that's just a regular.
It's an action.
That's
Yeah.
my.
You haven't cast a spell this turn. You can cast a leveled spell. But
Yeah. I can
Flash
cast
Lance
a
is
spell.
fine.
Nice.
That'll hit, do damage.
It's just gonna do a little bit of damage. Only 9 radiant.
Yeah.
But at least it hits him. Next turn, I'll get to you, Brox.
Yeah, disadvantage wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, you can only see like a bit of it because of the firewall. But I'll say that hits. 24 is more than enough. All right. Broxguard.
Get him.
The bog bomb detonates and goes full.
Oh man.
One failed death saving throw.
Oh no.
All right.
I'm out here talking to Grandpa in my head.
Okay. Vrock, you feel kind of like a sudden pulse of wind as the bog bomb kind of like manifests and kind of conceals the whole dragon very quickly. You're kind of like, oh, and you see the mist kind of form like this echo of like where the dragon was, and then you feel this like shadow over top you, and by the time you realize what's happening, it seems to basically flipped over top of you, like pushed its wings down and spun around in midair and landed on the other side of you. I need you to make a strength athletics check.
$28.
All right, one second.
Critical success, to be more specific.
Yeah, for skill checks, it only matters if it's like a non-contested, but yeah. Hold on.
Still pretty good.
I was just clarifying for the audience.
32.
For the viewers at
The-
home.
The giant green text instead of the normal black.
Okay. So 32, it grabs a hold of you and starts pushing you into the fire. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Or is it automatic for the wall of fire?
It's a dex saving throw for half damage.
Dex saving throw, please.
Damn.
Take 5d8. Go ahead and roll it for me, Sam.
I'm just gonna click wall of fire again.
Sure.
So. You
Take
take
20.
number.
And it's holding you with one hand, so it has you grappled right now, by the way. It's kind of holding you against the fire, and then it's going to slash at you with the other claw and bite at you with the mouth. Did you rage on your turn?
No.
Okay. Well, this is the perfect time to do it. For me, I mean, this is my perfect time to murder you. Because you're so easy and tasty. 23 for the bite, and then 18. Does that hit?
No.
Okay. So the 23 will hit, though.
Yep.
All right. And you'll take 19 points of piercing damage and 8 points of poison damage. All right. Seems to be adamant about holding you against that fire as long as it stays active.
I'm grappled, not restrained, right?
Correct, which means your speed is effectively 0.
I'm okay with that.
And as a part of your movement, because this is a regular grapple, not a special ability grapple, you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to try and weasel out of it. We can test.
Does that burn my action?
No. Just a part of your movement, because it's
Got
it's not like tentacles or something. You don't have to
Okay.
rip it off you.
Okay, then I would like to start my turn doing that.
Let's give it a shot.
You said athletics?
Or acrobatics, your choice.
13.
26 beats it.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled my good 28 last time,
my-
and it didn't fucking matter.
I was going to say my question also, John, is
Shoot.
like since it's a concentration spell,
You can drop
would
it
that
whenever.
drop? Okay, so if I saw him throwing him into the fire, I'd drop it like when he actually got thrown in. So
All right. Then I'm going to do something for flavor. Brock, you still have your turn. You can attack me though if you want. So
Please.
go nuts.
And I am bonus action rate.
Yep.
20 hit.
20 will hit.
Nice.
So that's 15 plus another 15, 2 for the rage and 13 from the damage pool.
Okay.
And a 21. So another 14.
All right.
Very nice.
Thank you.
As its reaction, it will immediately kind of look to you and like look at the situation, and it'll utilize its special feature, Bloodied Breath. 1 second.
interesting.
Yeah, I watched Matt Colville too.
It's almost as if you designed this creature to murder us.
Oh, all the creatures I
What are
designed
you
to murder
talking
you.
about?
This one's just more efficient
He
at it.
loves us.
Just-
You're such a dick.
He's blowing his kisses at us.
Let me double check the cone here.
This one's just more. Ah,
I love
thank
you guys.
God.
Me too, John. Even when you're trying to.
Hey, someone shot my dragon. Okay, this could have gone. This could have been a simple transactional deal. Okay.
It got personal.
And when you
I
first,
mean, to be fair, again,
We
I
were
was
all
saying
looking to fight it. Just
well,
at what
when
point?
when he first
Yeah.
when he first shot it, you guys were like, "Yeah, boy," and then, oh shit,
Oh,
everything's changed so quickly.
Then you were like, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I was
we're gonna
like,
kill
the whole
these
time,
guys.
I was like, this is gonna be great. I'm
You're
looking
so
for
good.
I'm looking for a template, and I'm not
This
finding
is the
it.
dragon of envy because it's green.
So I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna crunch.
Oh, fun.
it's
Uh-oh.
okay, guys. If we all die, I already have a character concept in mind that I think you'll find fun.
Sam,
Uh,
Villette, and Gilbert. I need the three of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Do
Oh,
I
I'm
get, like,
still
advantage
within the
'cause I'm
cone,
behind
actually.
tree?
Say what you said again, Kevin.
I said he's asking for advantage behind a tree.
No,
Yeah, I'm behind a tree. Do I,
I
get
don't care.
advantage?
It's not. It's not.
Oh, is it
it's
poison?
not. Yeah, it's just a big cloud of death.
Okay. It's not
Cloud of
fun.
death. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do,
Do I
this,
want
guys.
to use?
And sorry, what did you say?
inspiration?
Constitution?
I could use
Correct. Constitution saving throw.
Shit, inspiration won't do me any good now.
20.
Son of a
Although wait, the DC was 22 that he had mentioned earlier for frightened, so it might be high.
It wasn't that high. It was 60.
I use my inspiration for, if I can. Is that possible?
Who are you using it for?
And-
Villette? Okay.
Oh, thanks. I will make sure to return the favor for you.
I might not get another chance to use it.
That's it. Start burning his resources.
burn your
'cause the character
resources
sheet's
now.
running out.
Very nice.
All right, I have a 25
okay.
man.
Really good.
I love it.
Let's see. So it'll be 63 points of poison damage to Gilbert, and then it'll be 31 points of poison damage to Sam and Villette.
I'm
And then
so glad that I saved. Otherwise, I would be in a puddle of death right now.
And then I also half that again, right? Because I have resistance.
Do you have resistance to poison?
Yeah, Warforged.
Yeah, you have halving it again. So,
I also have resistance because wizard.
yeah.
What?
Real quick. So there's a lot going on here. I just want to make sure that we're handling it turn by turn. Vrock, this is still your turn. I reacted to you damaging me with a second strike. You've used your bonus action and your action, and you failed at your movement. Do you have anything
I'm
else
gonna use this.
that you can do during your turn?
No, that's all my things.
All right. So Kevin, Gilbert, as a reaction, have you used a reaction at all so far? No. Okay. So
Not this round.
you're invisible, and you can teleport to a square within 60 feet of you. Go ahead.
Right,
as a
guess
use
who's
is-
within 60 feet of me?
And you
Guys.
have a second use of channel divinity, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, I see what the range is. Okay, I know where I'm going then.
To a space you can see. You cannot see that space.
Is this to...
The fog is completely obscuring. You cannot see into
Alright.
the fog.
Well, then I will do this, though. That should be about 60 feet.
Okay,
Let me check it, how far that was.
I'll allow that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. And then on my turn, I'll run over there and be like, oh,
Well, we'll
boy.
deal with that in a second. You're skipping ahead. There's still a lot that needs to happen between then and then. So, Vrak,
yeah.
your turn is now
Mhm.
concluding after all of the reactions and such have been taken on it. In between your turn and Ren's, I'm going to slap you with my tail.
How many legendary
bitch.
actions is this thing?
3 a turn.
3 per round.
Ooh,
Ouch.
it hates you, man.
I don't give a fuck.
Crit.
Ouch.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Let's go.
You raged at this point already, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, good.
Not that bad.
So it'll be 31 points of bludgeoning damage. So half will be 15. That's really good rolls. Wasted on a stupid face. All right. And you
It's
did,
even better is 13 of it went into
So-
my damage pool.
Sorry, at the end-
I only took
Nice.
2.
at the end of your turn, you moved your damage pool sync into your hit points,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I just added the 13 back in from that and took 2 to my total HP.
Perfect. Ren, the obscuring mist will basically set my perception checks to you as disadvantage because I can no longer technically see you. The bog bomb goes up about 20 feet high, so you can't see it either.
So I can't see the dragon.
There's a big old wall of... Oh, no, the wall of fire's gone. If you can delete your writing, because you said you got rid of it, right? Matt,
Sorry, say that again?
you discarded your wall of fire, right?
Yeah, wall of fire's down.
Go ahead and erase
I
it off
just-
the board for me, please. And
Yeah.
then, so the wall of fire is not obscuring it, just the mist. The bog bomb is still present.
But before the bog bomb went off, did I see the dragon slapping down Brock?
Yeah, you know that he's down somewhere in the mist.
So I would can I head towards where I think he might be?
Sure. And I'll even give you a, let's see. You go ahead and move your speed in that direction.
I have ample speed.
Okay. Go ahead and move your speed, though, to approximately where you think he is. That's just a movement, or did you dash to do it? Oh, cunning action.
No,
Okay.
no, I have 45.
okay.
I'm wild elf. I'm sorry. Yeah, mobile.
Gotcha. That's right. So at this point, what I'm going to state, though, is if you're going to try and find Broxgar, because, again, we see him on the map. You don't see him in person. If you want to attempt to find him, you need to make an investigation check or a perception check, your choice, at disadvantage, to try and find Broxgar's body.
Is that an action?
It will be your action.
Okay.
That's the
sorry.
wrong check that you clicked.
No.
the wrong button.
No.
Give me the right one.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, I know. It's fine. Roll the right dice. Okay. You find his body as your action.
Okay. So I've moved. I've taken my action. You allow bonus actions for potions, right? So I could stuff the superior healing potion down his throat.
Only
Or
for
that's
you to
myself.
quaff-
Only
Only
for
to
you,
quaff
Quaff.
a quaffing potion, not to force one down someone
Yeah.
else's.
Rapid drinker
Yeah.
only works for you, not the other people.
Okay. Okay. This is really shitty.
Do you have any movement left?
So I could bonus action
Try to drag him out
disengage
of
or dash.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I was
that's going to be an
thinking.
action though. That's going to be the
Oh,
action.
is it?
You can
John?
stealth
You could,
inside the.
you know what you could do? You could speak and
hide?
yell and kind of make your presence known, so when Gilbert or someone else tries to get in there, they don't have to search for Broxgar's body. You basically are serving as a beacon for the next person to come in and help.
Including
Or the dragon.
Including the dragon.
I've
Target
got,
for the next round.
I've got a play
Okay,
right
so
now,
here's-
so I don't know about all that talk, but yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm gonna yell, Brox is here, and hopefully Gilbert here.
Great.
Then I'm gonna bonus. Then I have a bonus action, right?
Sure, yeah, take it.
And I'll take my bonus action to dash
They're not going to know where he's at if you move away from his body.
Why?
He's here! I yell. I know exactly where that's located. No, you need to be there, like kind of signaling.
Why? But then
Fair enough.
I would have to keep yelling and yelling and yelling.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's
Because this is
That's-
all like 6 seconds, sort of, kind of happening in rapid succession.
Let me explain something to you, Andy. You have a house that I assume is more than one room, right?
it is.
If your wife or other member of your family says, I'm here, and then moves away from where they're located, where are you going to think they're located? In the same room,
Well, I
right?
guess I was thinking more of it like Marco Polo.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your eyes closed.
Which is a
somebody
hard game
yell.
to find the other individual in.
I
That's
know,
the point I'm
I
trying to
know.
stress. If they keep yelling Marco, like, repeatedly, it's going to be easier to find them. But if they do it, you know, a bit more spaced out, it's going to be a bit more difficult. That's the point I'm trying to get across here. So
Okay, so I want to retcon. Can I retcon that?
you can go back. I basically...
Okay.
You explained it to me one way, and I thought we were okay, but then you said you ran away, and I was confused.
Okay.
So,
Instead, I'm going to bonus action hide.
great. Go ahead and make a stealth check. With advantage.
Oh, thank you.
All right. The only thing that you can see right now, besides the outline of Brox's body and pure gray, is 2 bright yellow orbs focused in on you.
Great.
In between,
So good.
In between Ren's action and Sam's action, the yellow eyes become like invisible for a second. Like something big kind of moves between the eyes and you, as the tail just slaps down on this damn barbarian again.
Give it to me, John.
21 to hit.
It feels so good, Daddy.
19 points of bludgeoning, so half will be 18. Or 8. I can do math. Or, no, hold on. 9. Half of 19 is 9. So hard to do words. Sam, you
Got it, buddy.
Yeah, he hasn't chosen to save yet when he failed, has he?
He has not used a legendary saving throw yet.
That's what I thought, and I mean, I could try this, but
I'm saving it for polymorphs and stuff like that.
yeah, I know. That's the reason why I was like thinking about this, because you know, why necessarily waste a spell when I can at least still do something, as opposed to knowing that regardless I will do nothing. So yeah, I'm going to... You know what? I have an idea. Well, wait a second. He's holding... He's
holding something in the mist. You can't see what he's holding, but last time you
Well,
saw him.
I saw he
Brock.
was holding Brock last time. So I assume that he'd still be holding Brock.
Yep. A safe assumption.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do something that... Yeah, let's just do this. Let's just do this.
You're not wrong, Kevin. Okay, roll the damage for me.
Okay, this thing, seriously, it's either giving me the text or it's giving me the damage. It's not doing both of them for me. Ugh. Alright, that's what, 8d6?
That's right.
$29.
It kind of leans into the fog, and the bolt kind of streaks out just above the tail and underneath the wings, just barely missing it. Its head kind of spins and turns and denotes you with kind of a and then kind of looks back into the fog, and then it kind of snaps its head back, looking at Sam. Any movement for you?
Who is standing there flipping the bird
Oh, that just
as
changed.
he backs away?
It just changes everything, doesn't it? All right.
No,
God, I hope so. I can do this for like another round or two, guys. It's doing a lot of damage.
In between Sam and Valette, it's going to go ahead and use its last legendary.
God damn it.
22 hits.
Yeah.
How
So
you holding up?
21 having 10.
I mean, I think he still has HP.
Valette, you're up.
I'm below. I'm bloodied. I'm bloodied. Almost
Below
very
half?
bloodied. Yeah, but
Gosh, almost 3/4 of the way down.
I have triple digits. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm taking a lot of damage.
I'd like to say, in one move, it cut my hit points in over half.
And it did as a reaction.
As a reaction, it cut my hit points in over half. So, yeah.
Oh, I apologize. I was supposed to do something on my turn that I didn't actually do. Can you do it for me,
Oh,
Brad?
that's okay. You don't have to.
No, you have. It's a
Don't
must.
do anything.
Can you roll a d6 for me there, Zach?
Oh shit.
Oh, recharge.
No 6.
It's not.
2.
Cool. I didn't ask Tim to do it because I knew you guys would get really mad because he'd roll a 6.
He would roll a 6.
Tim's the
The
best
thing
player
is,
on
John,
the team.
He would roll a 6, and then he would give away some information about one of our weaknesses. So-
Right. This is the weak spot right here for the
That's right.
poison breath.
The
Go
dragon
for
whole
the
time.
wizard first.
So, Valette, what would you like to do?
Let's go.
Be faster? I know,
Yeah.
me too.
Alright, so that's where I want to go. Here. I'm going to lightning bolt, use another charge. I'm just going to use one charge this time, though. Because it's really 2d6 is that big of a difference. So I used 3 before, now I'm
Sure.
just 4 total. Roll 8d6.
Yep.
34 damage. Nice roll.
It's still leaning into the thing, and you kind of point it towards the fog. It pulls back, looking for Sam, as Sam runs around the fog. And as it does so, the lightning bolt streaks like right against its belly instead of into its head where you're trying to aim for it. It looks like it just narrowly dodged the attack. It does take some damage, but yeah.
Right. And then, with my bonus action, since I sadly cannot, I'm going to cast Compelled Duel on it.
Okay.
Nice.
Wisdom saving
Oh,
throw.
wow.
How was the target DC?
Target DC is great.
I got a 26.
14. So yeah, doesn't go.
So you failed.
I didn't think it would work. It was less like I have to try something. Hopefully, it fails.
What do you say? You should say something cool.
It's like,
taunt.
Come at me, foul beast!
No, not today, Galvatron. All right. Lord Kurgosler, it is your up. You can hear Ren shouting in the mist. And
I didn't shout. Actually, I hid.
Okay.
All right, this is what I would do. I think I know approximately where he is. I would go like, oops, I gotta actually do this right.
Well,
All right.
no. You don't understand. So you can't see where he's at. So basically, let me think. I'm going to try and be as fair as I can here. Okay, you have an approximation of where he's located. What's your passive perception, Gilbert?
Passive perception is hold on. Passive perception is a wisdom trait. It's 15, so mine's like pretty good.
Okay,
That's
so
really good actually.
it's okay. It's not as great as it could be. I mean, there are better people.
It's 10 plus 5 for the mod.
No, I understand how passive perception works.
Right, I'm saying it for the people at home who
Yeah.
may not understand that.
Fair.
That's pretty good actually.
Fair enough.
I feel like if you're watching a D&D thing, you probably know D&D a little bit.
I guess we're not very new person friendly. I apologize for that. People watching, if there's anyone.
That's right. People watching.
That's-
New person.
That said, Kevin, I'm going to be as fair as I can be in this regard. I want you to roll a 20-sided dice. No modifiers, 20-sided dice.
Son of a bitch. Oh well. I thought I'd be able to walk in there, but I
Again,
need to roll a 27.
Andy specifically stated, and I told him,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm just rolling strength because it's a 28. A 19, that's pretty good.
okay. As you move into the shadows, into the darkness there of the fog, you don't see Broxgar. What you do see is Ren, and you remember him saying, "He's here. Broxgar's here." You see Ren, who looks like he's trying to hide behind Broxgar's body. Once you get closer,
Okay. Then I
Good
will
hiding
move
spot.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's in the fog there, so.
All right. So then what I would do is I can get close enough to him and touch him.
mm-hmm.
I'd be like, man, let's tell Broxgar when he's conscious that he should not do this because it's hard to.
Hey, while you're at it, why don't you throw out a picnic blanket and we can just settle up, or you can cast that damn spell and move it on.
Let's do this, man. All right.
Hey, I'm looking at
Level
baskets.
4.
You got this, Kevin. You
level-
got this.
You said a level 4 cure wounds. So
Yep, so it's a total of 29.
hit points back, Brox. Welcome back to D&D.
Oh my! I got a question.
Just enough to survive one more attack by this creature.
So you
Everything
can't get hit by it.
everything besides the glow of Gilbert's hand is invisible to you, completely covered with concealment. You are in the bog bomb. And you have
Very confused.
you have no nothing.
However, I'm not scared, right?
No, you don't lose the fear trait. No. Sorry. You wouldn't lose the fear trait. So how many death saving throws have you rolled?
1.
Go ahead and make me one wisdom saving throw at disadvantage because you were down.
15.
Failure.
I'm going to use my.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's 22, isn't it?
No. I'm not telling you what the DC is. Do what you want.
Save
No,
it.
right. It's more to us. The guy, the DC. We think the DC is 22.
Yeah, I'd
Listen,
save it.
guys.
I think
Okay,
so.
I'll save it then.
Okay. So
I'm
then,
gonna,
But I got
Can I
you,
keep
Joe.
moving?
You got another one.
so Gilbert, you still have some movement, I
20.
think, and also
I think I have about 20.
yeah.
I should be able to use uninhibited, which means like I can move through this like no problem.
There's nothing inhibiting you. There's nothing restraining
Oh,
you.
okay.
You just can't see.
All right. Well, then I would go. That would be 25, 30, 35. I'll say maybe like I want to get into those bushes and kind of hide
Sure.
so that next time I could jump out and be like, blue gnome.
Cool. Broxar, you are in the prone position, and Ren is near you. Your gun is over closer to where Valette's at, and you can't. That's the only thing you know is that somewhere that way is where your gun's at. But you are completely covered in fog, and you don't know where anything is. You can kind of hear the dragon. It's not being terribly stealthy. It's to your effectively your left or right, whatever direction you're laying.
Alright, I'm gonna probably double move.
So you're going to stand up, which will take half your movement.
Yeah.
And then you'll dash, which will give you 25 feet of movement, so you have a total of 40 feet.
He has 30. 'Cause
30.
he has the boots, right?
That's right, that's
Mhm.
right.
Yep.
So then 15, and then so you'd have 45 total from after getting up. So you'd have, 30 left, I think. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 30 left. You can move 30 from there.
You can't get closer to it.
True.
Well,
So I couldn't go pick up my gun.
real talk. He can't see it until he breaches the smoke. So I will say he can hear it. He doesn't know where it's at. He's not willingly moving near it. So
I grab the gun.
Okay.
And
the
then
second,
I realize what's going on and I go this way.
okay. You reach you run out to it and you're like, oh shit, dragon, and then pick it up and run. Got it. Okay. It sees you pop out of the smoke, kind of realizes what's going on here, kind of smiles. And might smile more if Zach rolls a d6 and depending on what he gets.
No, Zach, no.
It's a 3.
That's good.
Alright.
Unfortunately, this thing recharges on anything higher than 2, actually. So,
Is that true? My
no,
goodness.
it's a 5 and a 6, I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
I know how
Means
he's
I
back.
killed myself instead of Broxcar. Like, great.
Gosh.
Bring it. Let's give it to me, John.
Yeah.
Make it hurt.
On a second, do it in Hulk voice.
Give it to me, brother. Give it to me good.
Perfect. Make a strength athletics check. Brock.
12.
All right. All right. It flies straight up into the air. It's going to fly.
Is it still holding him?
Yep. Let's see.
Can't heal anybody.
It's okay. He's just going to try to drop him on me and kill us both in one shot, probably.
Because your size category is 2 less than it, it can move its full speed while it has you in a grapple. It's going to achieve an 80-foot height, and it's going to toss you straight down. And because this is a fall that you are effectively aware of, well, no, I guess it's more of an attack fall, so it'll be full damages for this falling, not d6s, d10s. As per... No, it'll do d6s, It'll be 8 total. And let's see.
You gonna do the arm, Zach?
So
Let freedom fly.
Joe, give it to me. It's a must do, so go ahead and roll that. Alright. So it'll be a total of 30, so half is 15. And it's dropping you not in the position that you're currently in, it's throwing you into the center of the bog bomb. So any one of those 4 squares, your choice.
So I must hear it fall.
Oh, you hear a thud.
Have
Yeah.
it come right near me.
It's gonna fall right on top of you.
Alright. Once
19 does not save, correct? Just to be
19 succeeds
oh darn!
on
I
the fear
could've-
check.
Oh well.
steely-eyed missile man. Here I come. Don't worry, boy.
Once it achieves a height of 80 feet, it'll use a bonus action to dash. And it will descend 80 feet straight down at Sam.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Hey
boy.
guys, just to say, I haven't been able to cast any of my shielding spells right now, so I've got an AC of 14.
So real quick
Ooh.
note. Pythagorean theorem, it was at a height of 80 feet, it descended that full 80. So when it hits that point, it's basically at its terminus. Its full 80-foot movement is completed and hitting that point.
I mean, approximately, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so it moved twice?
It bonus action dashed, yeah.
Was throwing Vrak its action?
No, it can relieve the grapple as a free action.
Okay, I wasn't sure because you had said he had it through him.
Yeah.
Right, so
away,
then I
so-
should have free fallen. It was just letting me go, and you'd
Yeah.
think I'd get a chance to react to that
Yeah.
instead of...
Well,
That's
you
the
just-
confusion, because
Okay.
you said it was
Because
an
80
attack.
feet takes more
It was
than
an-
6
Well, real quick.
seconds to
Real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna do one of two things. Either you take the damage that I've taken, and we're clean, because there wouldn't be any reaction to you. It's dropping you. It's letting you go. There's no. I get another athletics check to try and get out of the.
No, I
athletic-
know, but I happen to have a magical bird in my pocket that I was gonna throw at the ground ahead of me.
You can't do that as
No?
a reaction.
Can't do that?
Yeah, that's an action.
No,
But-
as my action as I was falling
Oh no!
before I hit the ground.
Your turn isn't even close to
Okay.
up yet. Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. I don't know how.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a cool idea. I love it. But the problem is
Thank you.
it
I
kind of.
just didn't know.
I was fighting you in a 2-dimensional plane and then suddenly changed the concept. So that was, you weren't prepared. Anyways, my points. You can take
All right,
that.
Illidan.
Thank you. That's what I'm going for. If you take the damage that I've given you, fine. I still have my actions and we're operating.
Yeah, oh
as
yeah,
such.
that's go ahead.
If
It's
you're
all
wanting
good.
to say that I threw you, I'll count that as a portion of my attack, effectively a claw, but I'm changing the damages from d6s to d10s because it's hurtling instead of falling.
I mean, you
Your call.
you call it because
Yeah,
it's
you're
your
the
character.
All right.
Yeah,
throw
I was
it,
just,
or
like
did
I
you-
just was trying
You
to
tell me.
understand
I
what
just
was going
thought
on
like if you
mechanically.
were dropping me, I would get a second to do
I-
something, and that was my
Okay.
thing that I wanted to do. We're not allowing
say
that.
dropping.
You tell
Fair
me
enough.
if you want to do more fucking damage.
I
buddy.
said throw.
Give
I
it to me.
specifically said throw, and I'm trying to take.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do less damage to Sam. So that's.
I don't.
Oh,
Give
either
it to
way,
me.
I'm unconscious.
I'm not sure how you're attacking Sam after moving 80 feet and then 80 feet again.
I can dash as
Bonus
a bonus action. I fly
Oh.
80 feet. it's my speed. It's 80. He's a zippy dude.
Yeah, basically the only question is Sam going to be outright killed or is he just going to be unconscious? That's basically what the question is right now.
Okay, so Zach,
Yeah.
regain the 15 hit points of damage I dealt from the
I
top
did.
of the fall, and then you're taking 18 instead because I rolled d10s instead of d6s. 36 was the total
Awesome.
half. Then dive bomb.
Still on my feet,
Yep.
but not by
Well,
much.
You're prone. You hit the ground.
Nah.
But fair enough.
Eyes are still open.
Still alive. Then it dive bombs straight to Sam. It has effectively used one of its 3 attacks. It will now bite and claw at Sam. Well, I'm going to start with a bite. Okay, 27 to hit.
Yeah, as I said, my AC currently is 14, so...
Sure. So it'll be 13 piercing and 11 poison.
Yeah, I'm unconscious already.
Okay. It will then, let's see, double check. Reach 10 feet.
Reach. Yeah.
Yeah, that exactly was the exact amount that I needed to go unconscious because I had 24 hit points.
14 misses Broxgar.
Yeah, finally.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness I used it.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you're 1 square outside of Sam, though.
Right, yeah, no, I saw. I was
Sucks.
so upset that I wasn't in range for Sam.
That sucks. Okay, yeah, it swings at Brox and it misses. Alright, that is it for its turn. Brock, you're up, and you are obscured. You have an idea of where it's at. It's making a lot of noise. So it's south of you, or west of you. Yeah, west of you. So you can run in the right direction, no problem.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
You still raging?
yeah.
Cool.
If he keeps hurting me, I keep raging, whether I hit him or not. So half of 40 is 20. That's not close enough. I guess.
So maybe you can do an Esbridge thing.
What was
Cool.
Osifune and Fury? Because it's not listed in the old thing.
I don't think you've reactivated to do a new one, have you?
I never did with Sarah.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know.
I'm gonna move to there.
I asked Zach if he wanted me to unveil all of them or not, and he said no, so that's why we're holding.
Nope.
Fuck yeah. I respect that.
Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna move to there because that's kind of all I can do.
You moved adjacent to it, so your rage still stays. Yeah, as long as
Yeah.
you move close to a hostile creature or...
As long as he keeps hitting me. He just hurt me last round. Like, it's
Well,
still up.
No, on your turn, if you end your turn and you aren't trying to get into melee range, or you're not hitting something, or you're not
Yeah.
dying, you lose
I
it yourself.
dashed my full action, so that's.
Good job. All right.
But I had to put that damage pool, so I'm really, really, really hurting now.
So-
In case anyone was wondering.
What you see happen is the dragon, as you're coming out of the mist, is basically biting into Sam, tearing like a bunch of his cloak away and kind of throwing him down to the ground like ragdoll style. And then turns its head and kind of snaps it behind its shoulder. Its wings kind of fold to one side and it lashes out at Brox, but Brox kind of like, oh fuck. Then you kind of bolt out to it. You reach that point, you're like, yeah! And then its tail just smacks into you again.
Give it to me.
20 to hit. Does that hit?
It's my AC, yeah.
Okay, so 16, so half is 8.
Do
Do you want to interject?
Yeah, without
You
even
still standing,
knowing,
Zach?
Well, I
That-
don't know if I have a chance to know that. I think I'm going to react and go in to take a hit for a teammate.
Okay, so
That
then
goes. Oh, sorry.
he's teleporting
Unless you... Well,
into your space.
oh, yeah.
I have a damage pool of 13 hit points,
Well-
so 8 doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, he's saying he's jumping
If
in.
that's my point. But yeah, if you jump in, you jump in.
You can
I
move.
do.
You can move 5 feet, Zach, in any direction you want.
closer to me.
I don't want to move out of his range, though.
To the side then.
Can I can still hit him from here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, Valette,
Hey.
you'll take 16.
-3 for my aura.
No. Damage cannot be reduced in any way, if I recall.
Oh,
correctly.
right. Right. And he wasn't currently in my aura when it went down.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter anyways. Rise the occasion.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing.
Right. Oh, shoot. It was oh, sorry.
No worries.
I thought I heard 32 and you were taking.
No. Anyway,
Wow.
it's cool.
I goofed, guys.
So Ren, it's your table.
So if I'm okay, Ren has a theory, knowing about Sayer's sword and what he thinks it'll happen. So he's gonna move through the mist right next to Vrak.
Mm-hmm. Dashing to get there.
I don't need to dash to
Okay,
get there.
That's right. You're 45.
40. You still got
45.
I'm sorry. It's new. It's new. I'm getting used to it.
No worries. And then I'm gonna touch the tip of my sword to Vrak's sword.
Or a whirl.
Use my reaction to
Or a
accept.
whirl. Or a whirl. So does that have what I think it has healing effects on now?
Yeah. Hold on a second here.
Yes.
I need to find it.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum.
So Ketsujin to Asafune. It would. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. So roll your sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Vrak, how much damage do you have in your delayed damage pool?
At the moment,
Yeah.
nothing.
No, you just got hit. No, you didn't get hit.
No, I didn't, because Tim took the damage for me, so I have nothing in my damage pool.
All right, rolls damage or roll dice equal to your sneak attack.
Sorry, guys. I real screwed up there.
15.
Okay.
What was it?
But your
15.
Okay.
character is worried about your friend.
Role play. More important than crunch. Way more important.
I know.
30 feet from you, every creature that's below half their hit points gains that many hit points up to their halfway point.
So that should help Brox and
Brock.
Vrak, I think, right?
Mhm.
Brock and Vrak.
How much was it? I'm sorry.
It'll be
15.
15 total. And Brock, just so you know, if you had your delayed damage pool, you'd lose it, and then you'd add that to the sneak attack damage for the healing.
Got it.
And then
That's cool.
I'm going to
You said within 30
Bonus.
feet of Ren.
yes.
Correct. You
So
are
that's you too.
you are up.
Woohoo!
That's a mass heal right there, right?
Hell yeah.
Quick clarification. You said lose it or take it?
You lose it.
But it would
That's
add
dope.
to the total.
That's cool
resilience.
as shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I
So
like
that means I don't take it then around on my next turn, or I could get hit a second time.
Not
like on
only
one
do
of
you
these
not
bets.
take it, you also get those hit points back if you're under half.
Right. That's fucking awesome.
Bonus action dash.
So real quick, sorry, apologies. Let me do my narrative beat. So Ren runs up to you and kind of spins the blade and kind of like reaches out, and you kind of touch it against it. The second they touch, the red blade starts to become more prismatic, similar to Asafune. And as it does, you kind of feel like the aura inside of the weapon, the spirit inside of the weapon, kind of glow with strength. And this rainbow prismatic like aura just starts bursting out from you, and everyone within the distance feels the positive healing energies, the almost angelic like touch that kind of comes over you as it washes past you. This seems to confuse the dragon because it's now looking at those weapons like,
Uh-oh.
those aren't magic. Those are oh, they're magic. Ren, good turn. It's going to take its it's going to go ahead and take its legendary action. I'm going to use two legendary actions for this. So each creature within 10 feet of it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh gosh. You all get up. Anyone within 10 feet of me gets +3. 8.
Give me 1 second.
25.
Dexterity save.
It's a
Sorry.
19.
16.
19 for. Oh no, you're not 15. I'm sorry. It's
Sorry. Hold on a second. So.
And within how close? I'm not close enough to Tim.
Nah.
No, sorry.
Sorry, my mittens is being a bad little baby. She's rolling into the camera, knocking it over.
What
Alright.
a bitch.
Hey, don't you say that.
Hey,
about
she's
me.
not a bitch. She's a cat.
So, okay, sorry. Broxgar, you said you got a
25.
knocked prone, or 25?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. You're good. Ren,
You
what'd
do
you
a
get?
backflip over there.
Ren, what'd you get?
Anywhere nearby.
Oh, you ran up and ran away.
Yep.
Smart.
That's
ass.
rogue.
Heroically ran away.
Brock,
I healed you all. What are you complaining about?
Brock, what'd you get?
Brock got a 19.
Okay.
19, sorry.
Bullet, what'd you get?
8.
And Sam, what'd you get?
16.
Okay. So, Valette and Sam, both of you are pushed down to the ground by a sudden gust of wind. You take.
I'm already on the ground.
Well, you're pushed even harder into the ground. There's actually an outline of Sam in the dirt now, as the dragon raises its wings and thrusts them down. Brock kind of braces himself, as does Brock, a bit more sturdier fellows. But Valette's basically thrown down to the ground. And the creature's wings just beat super hard down. It then flies straight up into the air 80 feet. You are allowed opportunity attacks if you are adjacent to it. So Brock, Valette, and Sam. And Valette, you have disadvantage because you're attacking from prone.
Alright.
I thought attacking from ground didn't give you disadvantage on attacks. It just made you have advantage on getting attacked.
No, it's disadvantage on attack rolls, I believe. Let me double check.
I don't think prone has.
Hold on, I'm checking.
Yeah.
It's not a hard search. Prone. A prone creature's movement option is crawl, half your speed. Creature has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
An attack
Alright,
roll
so
against the
it's-
creature has advantage if the attacker is in 5 feet. Otherwise, the attacker has disadvantage. And then I have a modification to prone. If I'm making a ranged attack against you, but I'm doing it from above you in like 3-dimensional space, I'm seeing you on your full, so it's just normal attacks. But
Okay, that's a 15.
John,
Okay.
does a 20 hit?
20 will work.
Cool.
15 does not.
You could smite.
Yeah, I am. So, man, I'm rolling terrible on things. Like, I only rolled a 2 for damage.
21 total.
So yeah, 21 damage total.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I apologize. Yeah, no, okay. So do. Got it. Okay, I know where I'm at. Okay, so then it will. It's 80 feet in the air, so it's skyborne. And then Sam, you're prone, and it's your initiative.
Right. So, just to say, I have somewhere around 1 plus itself hit points.
Okay. Do you want to just lay there and act like you're dead?
Oh, John, they made a good point. I have Sentinel.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I hit it, so when you hit a creature with an opportunity to attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
Can't move.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
it should
point.
still be next to us,
Down.
right?
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
that's a
Nice.
then. Because he's a little morsel.
Slash his wings, man.
Mm,
Ain't
Well,
going
no, I mean, it
nowhere.
can't move. So,
let me just double check something here. It would actually have flown 40 feet, so yeah, it's fine.
Nice move, Sentinel.
Yeah, it'll stay down. Dragon rend
okay,
it.
that
Kill you.
And
makes what my choice was going to be really simple.
Okay.
Misty Step.
No.
Bye, Felicia.
See you later, fuckers! I'm going 500 feet as far into the woods as I can.
Do you want to go into the woods, or do you want to go out into the open?
I want to go where the dragon can't see me,
Woods it
and
is.
I don't die.
Roll a d100 for me real quick.
Just to see.
He goes 500 feet.
You
straight
teleport into a tree.
No, not the tree.
I,
up. Oh no.
Sorry,
just,
that was 8d100s. My bad. Let me try that again. That's a 15.
okay. Okay, so you didn't roll under a 10, so you're not hitting a tree. And then, yeah, we'll talk to you in a bit. Do you have any other things? Movement?
I believe I have a potion on me,
Pull it out and drink it. All right.
so I'm using the potion.
Valette. Before it's your turn. No, I already used my legendary actions. I'm spent on that. Go ahead, take your turn.
Woohoo! I stand up.
Okay.
Forgot the unwavering market,
Let's
but
go,
hopefully I
boy.
have another shot at doing it now. I'm trying to think. Is there anything spell? How badly? I should,
Bloodied,
should
at
I-
least.
I should probably just attack this thing, right, guys?
Go nuts.
Yes.
It.
Smack it.
Alright. Funny thing is, I don't know if I do more damage with a lightning bolt or not. Let's try. First attack. 20 hits.
That'll work.
We will do a second level smite.
Bring it.
Burn him.
I mean, I should probably wait for crits, but, you know, I want to kill the thing. Oh, that was bad damage. So that's
I got it.
25 total.
Go to the next one.
And I unwavering mark it.
Okay, which says?
It has
It's a penalty to attack against anything besides you, right?
right, as long as they're within, my allies are within 5 feet of me, because I
Got
can
it.
like interject whatever. And then if it does attack an ally, I get a bonus action attack with advantage on it on my subsequent turn.
Got it.
And then we're going to snicker snack it again. 22.
That'll work.
And oh, I hate doing this, but we're doing it. Another second level smite. Try to knock this thing out. 25, 27 damage total, and I'll use this attack to mark it from, is it perception? So I get a free opportunity attack if it moves away.
Yeah, you already get that from Sentinel. Okay.
Well, Sentinel uses my reaction, the
it's a free
advanced
one.
skill
Yeah,
checks. Yeah, exactly. So I can potentially get 2
Yeah.
type of things.
Okay. You're becoming a problem. All right.
It'll be attacking you next turn.
Lord Kurgosler.
All right, my turn, huh?
Hmm?
All right. Well, I hate to do this. Oh man.
Are you going to
Do it.
dimension door out of there also?
No.
The opposite
I wanna be
direction.
there when we win. But I think it's gonna breathe on us next round. So
Lord Kilgazler, the
We'll go.
Dragon Slayer.
this is what I'm gonna use. Yeah, Kurgosers are known for slaying dragons up
Let's
north.
go.
All right, this is what I got to do, guys. I got to use uninhibited so I can run through the damn bushes, and because a bush is going to inhibit me, I'm assuming. Is that a fair assumption?
Difficult
No.
terrain, you mean?
Yeah. So what I use, look, I'll use this, guys. I got to plop it up here. For people at home, this is from the travel domain from
Uninhibited.
Edges and Highways.
It allows him
So-
to basically ignore paralyzed, restrained, or difficult terrain. So he's rushing through a place which would be hard to get through and doing so very quickly.
I'm going to go through this bush. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Getting right down in here. This is probably going to be the death of me.
Sure.
Oh wait, was that 40
Sure.
move?
Yeah.
Right? All right, that was 40.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Okay, all right. I'm gonna look at Broxgar and say, man, let's do this, and hold out my Esperege and say, like, come on, let's do this.
I react. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Now this is like gnome shot, where you're gonna like shoot me towards that sucker, and then you're gonna shoot at it, I believe.
Yep. Make an attack roll, Proskar.
Can I use my inspiration and give him a 7? No, 7. Will that hurt? 17?
It won't hit
I don't
it.
think
Still
that'll
won't
hit.
hit.
Okay, I won't do it then. But then,
Okay.
don't I get to attack it too?
No. Hold on.
Wait.
So you fire him at him. Then I make if I'm hit, I take damage as if I'm hit by Fury and Cranebeak at the same time, and I also, if I'm hit, have to roll a Strength saving throw against Lord Kurgosler's spell save DC, or take an additional D6 bludgeoning damage and get knocked prone. At the end of the attack, hit or miss, you, Kurgosler, and your turn adjacent to the creature in any space.
Oh, in any space. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm gonna be back here because I'm hoping that he doesn't breathe on everybody.
So you watch as Fury descends down, the axe head turning into kind of a catapult system. He sets it on the ground. The gnome jumps into it with Cranebeak in his hand. It launches Gilbert at the dragon. He goes flying past. The dragon, confused, just kind of ducks, and then he lands on top of Sam
Okay.
in a playful kind of oof next to you.
No, Sam is gone.
Yeah, I'm 500 feet away.
Oh, right on.
I'm
what,
there
hold on,
because he's not
hold
really
on.
here.
Almost on top of Sam, and just as Sam is like looking up and seeing the dumb gnome come at him, he vanishes in a. Fuck that.
Fuck this
Fuck
shit, I'm
all
out.
of this.
double fucks. All right.
I'm just gonna put myself in the corner for right now.
So you
know
bonus
I'm
actioned, uninhibited, actioned, and moved. You're done. Broxgar, you're
I do
up.
have one question. The uninhibited is not a bonus action, is it?
Oh, it's just a that's right. It's just a free action. Apologies.
So I'm going to use a bonus action to cast. It's kind of a crappy spell, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word because
Sure.
it'll affect everybody that's next to us. Like, it won't affect Ren, but everybody else.
I'm good.
Boom.
Yeah,
I
Ren's
clicked
5
on
out.
it. Didn't it work? Oh, it didn't work. Yeah, there it goes.
7 hit points for everybody besides Ren.
All right.
And Sam.
That's
And
7
Sam.
for
Yep. All right, Broxgar.
Am I in a threatened square for movement or ranged attacks?
I don't know.
It's
I step 5 feet back,
All right,
and then I shoot it.
go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna use Deadeye Shot, 1 point of grip.
So you have advantage on the shot. 21 hits.
24,
24 hits. Both hit.
11,
Okay.
Nice.
and then a second attack, I'll use my other point of grip for violent shot.
+2 misfire score, which means if you roll a 1, or now a 3 effectively, more of a misfire. And then you can roll an additional damage if you hit. Okay, so this one will not have advantage. Go ahead and give me the shot. 27 will hit. So you'll roll, just
Nice.
click the
Very
damage
nice.
once and then roll a d10. So 8. Alright. Seems to be less concerned about the big banging nonsense. But yeah, alright.
Alright, I'll move over there and bonus action, second one.
Cool. Roll me a d6, Tim.
Time to tech.
He's really
He-
pissed
he wants
off
it
about
back.
that Sentinel thing.
4.
Okay. Alright.
So close.
Now go ahead and Valette, make me a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check.
Athletics, which I'm going to fail.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Oh, guys.
Anybody want to give him inspiration?
No,
Anybody
I
want
have
to give it to him?
inspiration. Should I use it?
I was going to just give you mine since I might not be around for much longer.
I mean,
Are you-
Okay, if you want to give it to
you
me,
can
I'll take it.
you can use it, but I got a 20 on my roll as well, which was a 28, and he still beat that with a 32.
Are you
so
gonna use
feel
it?
free to
Better
waste
give him-
your inspiration if you'd
Well,
like
I
to.
guess the
But
question
take
is
a
this
moment
a-
and look at John's face right now.
Are you gonna use it?
Is this
But
a
it's a
contested
critical
roll
success,
or is
though.
it DC?
It
Are you
doesn't
gonna
critical
matter.
success?
Doesn't
I don't
matter
think you
for
should.
skill checks in
Let
John's.
it
Okay.
happen.
75% chance you're gonna
Let it
succeed.
Because I
happen.
Okay.
literally just happened
Do you gonna
5
use
minutes
it?
ago.
Guys.
Are you gonna use it?
I think John's trying to like double blind us here.
He is double
Oh.
blinding right now.
I'm gonna
Absolutely
use it.
freaking
I'm
you.
gonna use
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It's been used.
Who's-
It's been used.
Okay. Well,
Matt did.
I got a 36. So.
Ah,
Ready
Who's worth a shot?
Grapple.
I'd like to say
Who's
I'd
it,
rather give
John?
him a chance, even if John does have that stupid shit-eating grin on his face, just in
He
case John's
totally
trying to play
did.
us.
I triple bluffed you.
Not really. It's
I
just
saw
one
what
of
you
those
did
things where
Anyways.
it's like
I saw
chances.
Anyways, grapples Valette.
It didn't matter because I saw the glint in his fucking eye when you first said, I have inspiration, and John went,
So grabs
everything after that didn't matter.
grabs Valette. Okay, flies straight up into the air after using a bonus action to disengage from the others. So I'm 80 feet skyward.
Uh-huh.
Drop as a free action, just as before.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
leaving your threatened square. You're leaving me. I'm not
Right.
attack of opportunity you. I'm just saying you don't get to sentinel me anymore, you bitch.
Try and catch me, bitch!
So how much damage minus 3 am I taking?
So it'll be 49, so that will drop down to 46 after the 3 reduction. And you're prone, and it's basically in the same space. I'm not trying to hit anybody. And then
Ouch!
it just dropped you, so it's not throwing you like it did with Rock. It's literally just letting
Yeah.
you go. And then it's going to use its action to dash, and it's going to fly out over the forest line.
Hey, we scared it away, maybe.
That's not good.
Only 80 feet away.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then it would be 30 feet into the tree line. And it's basically right at the tops of the trees. So angling, if anybody is going to attempt any range attack shenanigans during this next cycle, and it'll need to be Rock probably, because I'm going to use my legendary action to keep skedaddling. But we'll see how it goes. Rock, it does its thing. What are you doing?
Damn.
Nope, there's nothing I can.
Okay. Ren, in between your turn and it's going to use its legendary action to move its speed. So it's now 80 feet into the forest line. So 110. It's 160 away from Vrock's current position, which means it's like almost 200 away from Broxgar. I think it's still in range though, isn't it?
That's not 300.
Cool. Ren, do you have anything?
I mean, I could make a short bow attack with disadvantage, but
Okay.
you know what?
Well-
What's the?
Not only at disadvantage, it has 3/4 cover from you because of the concealment in the way. If you're not a sharpshooter, it's going to be really, really hard. So take the shot.
I'm not doing anything. No, I'm just gonna let it.
All right. It's already used its legendary actions to dip. So then, Sam, you're 500 feet in the forest line. I already made you roll your check, and I got your percentage right on. So at this point, you do not see anything above you. You're in a very dense portion of the forest area. Everything seems to be very, very quiet and still. And you see what looks to be a door built into the base of a tree. Like someone cut out a hole in the tree,
Ooh,
And-
that's so cool.
made a door, like a little tiny door. It doesn't look like it could fit a person. It doesn't look like it could fit a halfling. Like I'm talking like a teeny tiny, like little cat door inside the tree there.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, that's so interesting. I have to check out this door now.
Stick your head in there.
Do you believe in
I-
fairies?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I did keep the chimes of opening.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Do you want to use one of the charges to open it, or do you want?
Or do
Again,
you want to
First of
try
all-
and open it first?
First of all, I want to
See if it's
see if
open.
the door is open.
do you attempt to
Thank
open
God.
the door?
Well, I'm going to be somewhat polite and knock first.
Okay. No response.
And if there's no response in like 2 seconds, I'm going to try to open the door.
Okay. You open up the door.
You open the door and a dragon comes out.
No. Inside, you see a very narrow kind of hole in the dirt. But then you can see at the base of the hole, there seems to be kind of like a metal chute. Or, not metal, sorry, kind of like a hollow wooden chute. Like a pipe into the ground, right? Sitting next to that hole in that pipe is a toad looking at you. Goodness all big. And then as it sees you there, it just into the pipe.
Dun.
Okay.
All right. Those of you who are on the ground level looking at the forest outside of it and can still kind of see the dragon, see its head dip downwards towards the forest. Like it's seeing something. Or something is telling it about something in the forest.
What?
Anyway.
Are we
Valette,
out of
not-
initiative?
Not yet.
Oh,
There's,
okay.
there's one more shot. Valette, what would you like to do? You are 160 feet away from it. And it's 80 feet in the air.
Dang. because it's going to be 15 to get up, and then 15. I can't get within 100 feet.
No.
Let me just double check spells real quick. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm just there.
Okay.
I will spend. How about this? I'm gonna spend 20 of my lay on hands to heal myself.
That's a good call. All right, Lord Kurgosler.
I look over at Frax and Broxgar and Valette, and I say, "Who wants to go kill that thing? Because I can make one of you fly. Speak quickly."
It's gonna be tough to chase down, brother. Honestly,
I think Broxgar could shoot it from a distance. If he could fly, it might make it easier. I don't know.
Yeah,
You want to do it?
I'll get him.
What?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I run over
Just
to
you?
him,
You run over to Broxgar and you cast Fly on it.
cast
Okay.
fly.
All right.
Yep. Boom.
All right.
Concentration spell for like what? 10 minutes? I don't know. A certain amount of time.
It's longer than
An
that.
hour, I think.
An hour. Sweet. That's even
Oh no.
better.
No
Oh, no,
more
it says 10
beacon
minutes.
of hope.
No, it is 10
No,
minutes.
no, it got dropped a long time ago when he nailed me and everybody pulled
Oh,
a
yeah, you're right. You're
Okay. You have a flying speed of 60 feet. So if you're wanting to change your elevation, Broxgar, you'll be able to rise up 60 feet and kind of add an angle so you can kind of get to the tops of the tree lines, or close to the tops of the tree lines. So you'd be 60 feet closer to it. And then you can take your shot from there instead of where you're at. Your speed does not seem to be close to what it's capable of. So you're not going to be able to keep pace even with that spell.
How tall are the trees?
About 800 feet.
Convenient.
I said that at the beginning. They're old growth.
I know. I just like giving you a hard time. I'll fly 60 feet straight up.
I like giving you a hard time. I actually, for a second there, like and like you've been playing with me for a while, Joe, and there's moments where I'm like, oh, they're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna have to kill them. You know those moments when Kevin said I'm casting Fly on him. I was like, I'm gonna check Fly real quick, but if it's what I think it is, I'm gonna have to kill them. Luckily, it's not. I thought it was 90 feet speed. It's not. So,
Come on, he's gonna crit it, and it's gonna be a one shot.
Joe, you've got the shot. You are
Come on,
literally.
take the shot.
So 60 feet from your position, you would have flown up. You'd be. I'm giving you all the benefits of the doubt here. All right. I'm not trying to metagame to pray you at all. You are here, but 60 feet up, and so you would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 plus. How many feet did I say was off board? 120. So you are 150 feet away from it. 140 feet away from it. So, but I know that doesn't matter for you. Your range is pure because of sharpshooter. Take the shot.
I have inspiration if you need it.
Me too.
He needs it.
Inspiration.
Yeah, man.
That's a crit.
All right.
You didn't designate any special features beforehand. No crit points were
No,
spent.
not a grit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me damage. Ooh. Second shot.
I hope you chat it.
Dang it.
Darn.
I'm not changing its hit points at all right now, okay? I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to grab my snipping tool, and I'm going to take a picture of it. Look at my hands. I'm only holding the control button down, okay? Look at me. Look at me. I'm just doing this real quick. Hold on. Snipping tool. Hold on.
He wants to show us
I'm
that
not-
it was chatted.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to mess with anything here. I'm not trying to get any crazy enough. I'm not doing anything.
That's awesome.
Hold on a second here.
This sucks.
No.
No, it's awesome. It's actually kind of awesome.
Oh, yeah? Is that true?
Like 1 hit point.
Because someone still has action, sir.
Take the second 2 shots.
And he's fine.
That first one hits
Thank God.
for 5 points. All right.
Wow,
You
24
watch
left.
as it hits. And
Well, wait. Does someone have inspiration for the?
For the next one,
I don't think it'll be 20.
I do have it if he needs it.
Well, we'll see.
You
We'll
hit,
see.
You hit it with the second shot, and you watch it just cascade down into the forest. Sam, you hear a loud thundering
Yes.
thud. not too far from where you're at. I'd say maybe like 100 or so feet away from where you're at.
Yes. Teamwork.
Okay.
Yes.
Is-
Okay.
Awesome.
Well done.
Pretty epic.
Well done. All right. What is the immediate response after the fact?
I'm gonna go get the magic items that we put on there to give to it. And
Oh
take
no,
them
those are
to
still on the
our-
road right there. You didn't. It didn't
Yeah.
pick them up.
Oh, I'll take them back then from the
Yep.
road.
Valette quickly tells her horse come back from where you are, because I'm assuming it ran off. So
Yeah.
come towards my location, and she sort of tries to rally everyone. Should we go and confirm it's dead and cut off its head?
Yes.
I'm already continuing my fight towards that
He's
direction.
flying
All right.
around.
As you move
Yeah,
over
I'm
to
getting
where
the bike because
it-
eventually Brock's gonna fall.
as you move to where you approximated its location would be, you look at the ground and it looks like there's a pretty decent sized dragon sized imprint in the ground, but all you can see is a bunch of cherry blossoms laying in that imprint. No dragon.
Spooky.
Something took its body.
Down that toad hole.
Also, John, I was going to say after investigating the thing, I can't do anything, can't go down the hole or anything, right?
It's really tiny. Like it's big
Yeah,
enough
I was-
to fit.
I-
Yeah, go ahead.
At that point, I would close the door and just start walking back towards where the party was.
Okay. Cool.
Just,
cool. You
not
kind of
much else I can do.
once you get out of the dense portion that you're in, you look up and you see a dwarf kind of flying. Actually, roll a d8 real quick.
A D8.
Yeah. So you see a dwarf up above you, and you think you're going in the right direction, but then you realize that the forest is getting a bit denser, and you might have gotten turned around, not knowing which direction you landed in, etc. And so you look up, and there's a dwarf. It's Broxgar floating above you, and then you realize that you're in a spot that's not a clearing. It's just kind of a space in between, the trunks of trees, and it looks like there's an imprint of where a dragon would hit, and kind of smeared the ground a bit, and filling throughout it is just a bunch of cherry blossoms. You also notice that a couple of trees that you're nearby have doors as well, and the doors are all open.
I wonder if they took the body.
So there's more doors. No,
Correct.
it polymorphed and went down a hole, Kevin.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
No,
I
it
didn't know that.
he hit it for more than 24 points of damage. I wasn't
he
lying
did?
when I showed you that. Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't.
Gotcha.
Again, I showed you what I showed you. I did it as a DM because I wanted you to know. And then he answered the call. He said, "Bitch, I got action surge." He showed me up. Everything that's happening right now would have happened regardless of the way it played
sorry.
out if you
No,
had killed it.
I just misunderstood what happened there.
No
That's
worries.
fine. Yeah, so,
Inside of the
There's
hole,
more-
one thing to note though is inside of the holes that you're looking at, it's exactly the same
Yeah.
construction. Inside of these little doors, there's appears to be the little pipe, and there's in one of them you see a little frog looking at you.
this is just so weird. I wish I had prepared polymorph today. Okay, does Brox land near me?
I don't know. He's dealing with his dog right now. I'm assuming the others are rushing out to kind of find where you're located.
Yeah, if Brox
Yeah.
lands, I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm assuming. I think he said that he wanted to take a look at it, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys get to the same location as them, and you see what I've explained to Sam. There is a dragon imprint, effectively where you assume it landed on its descent, but instead of there being a dragon, it's just a bunch of cherry blossoms filling
And
up.
some holes.
And then the trees have little doors in the bases of them. Not all of them, just some of them. Maybe 3 or 4 of them out of the 10 or 20 you're seeing. And Broxgar, real quick, I just saw you come back. You see Sam rush out into the clearing. Well, it's not really a clearing, it's just kind of like a wedge between some trees that you can see down into. And you can also see now that you're kind of looking down at him. At the base of some of the trees, there appear to be these small little wooden doors near where the dragon impacted. And they're open.
Where'd he go? That big flying snake.
I mean, I don't know, but I heard a thud here, and Plus, you guys were kind of in this direction, so I figured I'd come back this way.
John, I'm gonna use my divine sense to try and see if I can get any sense of any there's
None of
any
that?
evil creatures in the area.
Yeah, nothing.
Would we know anything about like fey creatures, or like would Gilbert know anything? Like in his travels, or
You can make an Arcana check.
okay,
Intelligence
I'm not gonna
Arcana?
be good at this, but I will try. Also, guys, we need to gather together and let me cast a healing spell later, and then I give Sam my the lenses and stuff that he had given the dragon. I picked them up.
Okay.
There, you keep them. We never know when we're going to be asked to give 2 other magic items.
So, with the divine sense, when I activate, is that also when I can talk to espers?
Yeah, so you can see them, and
Okay.
you can always talk to your own. You haven't really had
Uh-huh.
a chance to talk to other people's espers except when they've revealed themselves, and that's only in the place inside of the underground.
Right. So with that active, I let them know I don't sense any evil around, and I say, Hawk, have you ever come across something like this?
He kind of shakes his head. This is bad news. This is bad news. We need to get out of this forest ASAP.
Everyone, quickly, we must get out of here.
So, what do you think that the
Dangerous.
heck these holes are here for? Like,
Pockets goes.
I mean,
Don't
honest-
want to find.
Pocket. You hear Pockets go. Well, Seems I have no idea.
You know, the doors, I guess.
From the man himself. No idea.
To hell with that. We must make sure this tyrant is destroyed.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, Broxgar.
Uncharacteristically, yeah.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. There's no hand there, though. And you just kind of feel this, you feel the fury building up in you, like kill, kill, kill. And then you kind of feel his hand kind of grasp onto your shoulder. You can resist it if you want.
kill, kill, kill.
No.
Down.
I understand. Oh, chill.
Sam, you're kind of looking around and you see that frog, the one that was kind of sitting near the door near where the dragon landed. It kind of and then down into the hole. And then just at that moment, in the center of the dragon thing, you see a single arrow slam into the center there with a white tassel hanging from it.
Huh. Neat.
What does that mean?
Does anyone else go for it? Because if not, Brock's going for it.
Andy,
But I don't think Brock should be the one who goes for it.
make an intelligence
Sure,
check if you
Sam
don't
will
already
go
know
for it.
what it means.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Make an intelligence check if you don't already know what that means.
If I don't know what means, can you repeat it, please?
A single arrow slams into the area that you're all looking at, and there's a white tassel hanging from the arrow's shaft from the back end.
So it reminds me of the murderers back in.
Yeah, but do you remember how they used the murdering, what they did that for, what the purpose of the arrow was?
No. Okay, just
Intelligence check.
intelligence.
Elves will fire arrows with white tassels on them to denote that they are in peace. They mean no harm, but to just give off their presence without revealing themselves directly. So there's apparently an elf nearby, at least one, who has sent this arrow down.
So I would relay that message.
Maybe the elves banished it, and right before it was right after it died, and it went away. I don't know. Used magic.
Maybe it was an elf.
I'm assuming everyone still has their weapons out.
I mean, Sam
Yeah.
put his away a while back, probably.
Okay.
Also,
No, I'm on the bike, so I imagine I can't have the sword out on the bike.
You rode the bike into the forest?
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
badass!
You walked the
That's
bike.
That is pretty cool.
Real talk. You
You
walked.
just see him.
Screw the forest.
You
man.
walked.
It's
the
a
bike.
mountain bike.
No.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I walked the bike, but I brought the bike with me, and I can't imagine I have the sword in one hand and holding both handlebars with the other.
Makes sense.
You know?
Alright, swords put up. Does anybody else have
Somebody draw
weapons drawn, or are you putting them away?
I'll put it
Vlet,
away.
Vlet, thinks to Hawk, should I,
Well, Andy remembers as Hawk just now. So,
Yeah.
he kind of like nods, spiritually nods.
Okay, so it's like it's safe then if an elf is
Mhm.
coming.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so Valet
Let's-
sheathes judgment.
Let's.
And then as you finally shoot, unless it's that murderer guy. That's right, Joe.
I'm still gripping my pistol pretty tightly. What we?
They mess with Asilius in the game before this game. Joe's also messed with Asilius as well.
I hate that guy.
We'll talk about that after the game. That's a good story. But anyways, everybody puts their weapons away.
Sure.
Yep.
Eventually, a single elf kind of migrates out to a branch, a high branch, some 50 feet above you, kind of looks down. She appears to be wearing kind of, very natural looking colors. Her cloak seems to kind of blend in with the background behind her. It's very hard for you to see her until she throws her hood back. And she's holding a bow in one hand, long leather boots, very hunter looking attire. Looks like she's been out here for some time. She stares down at you and she says, "Great job. Well played. That was very skillful of you." Looks to the door. Loud, but skillful.
Thank you. Is the beast dead? I don't know what happened.
I presume so. She descends down. You see her kind of jump back from the branch and kind of trail for a bit. She seems to kind of like float in the air. She places both of her boots on the side of the tree trunk and just kind of slides down, striding down this tree down to the bottom of it and coming down to land near you. She says, "It's one of the green dragons of the Veiled Woods. You know why they call it that in your tongue, do you not?" Saying to Sam, because he's the human.
I mean, because it's thick.
There
With 2 C's.
are a lot of border breaches in this part of the world. In this wood, we are very closely connected to the Shezas, the Feywild.
Okay. Interesting.
In
Makes
killing
sense.
him, you've banished him to where he comes from. The dragon Shock Reskafar was not one of its own. There are dozens of dragons like him in these woods, and you've done us a great service by defeating him. One less to deal with here. The Shay have a much easier time of dealing with annoying dragons on the other side. I assume you're not planning on staying too long in the forest.
Wasn't our plan, lady brother.
I would hope not, because as I understand it, and she looks to the closed little door, I believe Chalk Ruskafar's brethren are well aware of your presence here and the deeds that you've performed. But if you wish to travel in the forest, I can afford you some protection. I have cousins, and their sisters should be of some assistance. But if you do not wish to travel into the forest, I understand it is not exactly the best place for mortals.
What is your name?
My name is Deed.
What is your quest? What is your favorite color?
What?
What is the average wind speed velocity of a swallow?
She goes, "Oh,
What?
fuck, I'm in a Monty Python reference."
We are the
African or European?
She just starts walking off, but she's doing like a very silly walk the whole time. She says, "Chalk Reskafar's lair is here in the material plane. It'll be a year and a day before he is allowed to return to this place, and I'm certain that he will suffer through that time. If you were to find his lair, you may be able to find something of worth to you. However, if you want me to help you find it, well, I would have to be admitted to take some of the wealth." She smiles.
I don't know, guys. Do you think that detour sounds like it could be taken later, or My thought is
I don't
if we
think
wait too
so.
long- if we wait too long, another dragon's going to come and take it because they probably know where the other ones live, maybe. But
Yeah, I'm gonna just say let's start heading in.
In
I
a way.
think we should
Can you bring us the big map, John,
Yeah, certainly.
for a second?
You
Thank
just want to head out of here.
I think it's worth seeing what we could find. Don't you think?
Yeah, I
Depends
think
on How
so.
long we're taking, I guess.
I mean, not every day we beat a dragon, or
That's true.
everybody but me beats a dragon.
And I mean, honestly, I doubt we'd be able to take everything
You were
with
helpful.
us, so I can see her getting some stuff and it not being a huge deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal if she got some, but
Yeah, whatever.
We want to waste a lot of time.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we're going to waste too much time doing this.
So
All right,
And
let's do it.
I think moving through the forest,
We'll be faster.
and we can skip the whole city trip. I'm more worried about spies in the city than I am in the forests off the roads.
I'd be happy
Good
going
point.
in the forest as an elf.
Everyone's
so
chatting
I'm all for
and like.
going to the
Yeah.
Feywild. Oh,
Sorry. Everyone's chatting and kind of like, such, and Ren's kind of interjecting every so often and kind of staying on the outskirts. And as you're talking, you don't notice that Deed kind of maneuvers herself, like sidestepping around the group, so that she's standing next to Ren. And in Elvish, she says to you, "A city elf."
Could I
That's-
possibly hear that?
No, she's saying it very quiet
Okay.
while you guys are talking about what to do.
That's right. That's where I spend my time.
It's fair enough.
Although I am also at home at the forests.
As long as it's your choice. In some places in the north, elves aren't allowed to make that choice and are kept in cities against their will. So, I'm glad that you enjoy it. What of these folk that you've brought into this wood? Do you trust them with the spirits of nature?
I do. I do. We're on an important journey.
Well, then you don't have time to tarry. You should investigate that and not seek out treasures. I assure you, it won't be a short matter of finding Chokreskafar's lair. It may be.
It won't be. It will not be.
No. And if we aren't fortunate, we may arrive there far too late. If we do not find it quickly, it wouldn't be something we'd want to do anyways. You might have to deal with one of Chokreskafar's kind of seems to be kind of gritting her teeth brethren.
She just wants all the treasure for herself.
That's what I'm thinking. But we don't hear it.
So,
If you have something important that you need to be doing, moving through the forest will not be a quick process, and looking for a dragon's lair, especially since she gestures to the small doors, it's probably deep within the earth, would not be wise.
can I?
Insight.
Yeah, I just want to use my
Scrutinize. Perfect.
scrutinize.
Yep. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
15.
She's on the level. She seems to be being very honest with you and forward. It seems like she's kind of like there's a chance for adventure here. She's kind of stumbled upon some people who are keen on questing, and she seems to be kind of intrigued in that. If the question was put to her, "What is your quest?" it would be to go find something to do. But since you say you have something that you have to do that's important, she's basically taking that as I probably shouldn't bog them down with the adventure that I'm planning if they're busy. You also note too,
Never-ending story.
Hurry! Can we sing it?
as you're paying attention to her too, you also notice something strange about her. You're a wood elf, right? Or a wild elf?
Wild elf, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's a wild elf.
So you
Wow.
initially noted her as
A
a
wild and crazy guy.
you initially noted her as a wood elf, and that's what you thought she was. Upon closer inspection, you realize that her irises and her eyes kind of mesh into one color, and they're like one solid color of green, a lightish kind of color of green, and she seems to have kind of like a floral scent to her. Her hair is It just seems to be like moving slightly as if it's being hit with a, a breeze, but there's no breeze present here in the woods. It's very strange, and you realize very quickly that she's not a wood elf. She's an eladrin, probably of a spring variety.
Mm. Okay, so I would basically tell the others and say, just like with the strange well at the beggar's hole, maybe this is something we can spend more time with after we've done our more pressing.
So long as you return within a year and a day, and another dragon has not claimed the dragon sword for its own, by right of conquest, it is yours. Looking to the dwarf when she says that.
What of the citizens in this area? The innocents? Will they be under Chakra Safar's brother's
She starts laughing.
tyranny still?
She just starts laughing.
What innocence? This is a town of murderers.
The forest doesn't have citizens. This isn't some hold-up wall building.
I'm referring to the settlements around the woods where the mortals live.
The dragons don't care for outside of the forest. Neither do we. They get what they want here in the forest. There's plenty of magic here. Can't you feel it? And then in Elvish,
Feel it.
she says to Ren, probably not. He's a dwarf.
And in Elvish, I say back to her, screw you.
And I just say, fuck
A
you.
plus.
Her attention immediately snaps back to the dwarf. Her jaw drops. She's like, oh, I underestimated you. How cultured. I apologize for being rude before, but the dragons don't care for what's outside of the forest. The magic's here. This is where the gates are. This is where the world changes. If you understand anything about the Feywild, Master Dwarf, you would know that the green dragons thrive on it. They don't want to consume petty meat. They want to consume those who are touched by the Feywild. Like myself. Or the gnomes.
Just to confirm out of character in my head, their beggar's hole that we just came from makes human sacrifices for these dragons? Yeah.
That's what Sam said.
Yes, they do.
Good thing we killed one.
Could be unreliable information.
Nope, 100% totally legitimate. Don't listen to Tim. He
Real-
doesn't know what he's talking about. He's crazy!
Real talk though. He said something about hippo people walking around and nobody believed him except the blue guy who happens to be...
Did.
True.
Fair enough.
I think we should let's see if the elves can give us a long rest so that we can be safe and not get trounced upon by other dragons.
I would advise exiting the wood at your earliest convenience. If you're not going to travel with me, I'm going to return back where I am. Standing still feels so weird. So strange.
Indeed.
And, oh, sorry.
If we do come back within a year and a day to seek out this treasure, where may we find you if we seek yours? Or will you find us, I assume?
Yeah, I'll find you if you come back into the forest. Especially if you make a loud noise, and she gestures to the dwarf.
I'm good at that.
I could tell. It was effective. And
Yeah, you should hear the loud noises he makes at night.
no, I don't want to bear any insults. I've already thrown out petty ones at the beginning, and I apologize for that, Master Dwarf.
I apologize as well for being rude,
No.
and I appreciate your information.
Your rudeness was only reciprocal. No problem. I would advise you heading back out onto the road, and whatever your quest may be, she says, as she looks at Ren, engaging in it. If you were to seek out anything in the wood and try and find his lair, it may take you some time. Weeks, months, depending.
Thank you.
A shortcut through the wood to skip the city ain't gonna be faster than lady, brother.
If I know one thing, you will have trouble of it, she says as she looks at your bicycle.
Understood.
The roads would probably be best for such trafficking methods.
Much appreciated.
Oh, no problem. All right.
Start heading that way, yeah.
You didn't take. Go ahead.
I mean, as we're like sort of parting ways, I would probably. Valette wants to let her know that she knows Elvish too, and sort of says like an Elvish like departure, like
Okay.
farewell and blessing, Elvish blessing.
Perfectly fine.
And since all these people are speaking in different languages, Sam's going to say goodbye in Draconic.
Fair enough.
Because why the fuck not?
So you exit back out of the forest, out onto the road again. It's probably about mid-afternoon. You guys very quickly kind of get a bit of food in you. Take about a short rest, so feel free to spend hit dice as you please. And then Tim, I believe, was the one who's rolling dice.
I'll roll dice.
If someone would please roll a d20 as you move
Oh,
into
yeah.
the next space.
18. Yay! Another random encounter.
Roll a d100.
Another dragon.
D100. 36.
Hey, that's how many hit points I have currently. Because I rolled shitty there on my hit dice. I rolled 2 1s on my hit dice, guys.
Okay.
That sucks.
You said 36.
Yes.
Technically in forest territory. Okay. You all see, kind of near the forest line, what appears to be a very massive giant elk kind of staring out at you. Looks like it's just kind of grazing out. It looks like there's a little bit of a pond near where it's at. Looks like it's kind of grazing and drinking from the pond. Very massive. The elk that Gilbert's riding is about the size of a horse, give or take. This elk
Of course.
This elk is like the size of an elephant. Like, it's massive.
Wow. That's big.
It's like, yeah, his horn span is probably like 10, 15 feet.
Wow.
Big boy. Looks like it's minding its own business.
Do we have any?
Talk to it.
Do we have any?
We can't hear you. Cut out.
Do we
have
have
any
any fruit?
Fruit.
Fruit
I'd say rations would probably have
or
dried
anything?
fruit.
Do we have anybody who could speak to animals?
No.
Do we
No,
have
but
any
I've got-
magical berries.
I might have
Yeah.
magical berries.
Are you thinking we could?
Can I
ride
go
this
try to
sucker?
make? I just want to go make friends with it. It's fucking giant elk. Go
Okay.
say hello.
It seems to be unfazed by your approach. You then raise your hand out to try and give it fruit.
Please.
Make an animal handling check.
Watch it bite your hand off.
No, actually, it's an elf.
No, I'm not going to use my inspiration. I'll take the 15.
It kind of knowingly looks at you, like, when someone tries to treat you like you're not as smart as you are, and you kind of give them that quizzical look. The elk kind of gives you that same look, but then it kind of looks at the food and just takes it right out of your hand. Its head's pretty massive, but yeah, it kind of.
Can I put a hand out to go under its chin and see if it'll accept a pet?
It accepts the pet.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to pet the shit out of that elk.
Seems to be chill with that.
Well done.
You start petting
Awesome.
it, poop starts coming out.
Yeah, it does start defecating.
You pet
That's
the
fine.
shit out of it.
I want to just see if it will. Oh man, I don't know what. I don't want to. It takes a long time to do this, guys. We don't have time to do this. No, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't want to just jump on its back. That seems cruel. I just made a friend. That's all. I don't have anything else to do unless someone wants to give me more direction.
We
But
all
yeah.
load off.
Great.
It bounders off into the forest after you kind of.
I'm looking at you confused. This gentleness coming out of Vrak.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I made a friend, guys. There's a small smile on Brack's face as he rides off.
So it's getting dark at this point, with the hour span, the short rest, the dragon fight, all the things that have happened. It's getting dark, and it would be time for you to kind of go to sleep anyways before you made it to the town. So my question is do you want to press on to try and make it to the town, or do you want to try and bed down outside of the town and arrive there in the morning?
Keep in mind, I can do the Lehman's tiny hut.
Well,
So-
also, we don't know if when we get to that town, could the gates be closed and they might not let us in anyway. Like,
Right, as I said, I have Lehman's tiny hut. It gives us 8 hours worth of protection.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, that's cool. So you could basically plop it up, and we could take a long rest.
We'd have
Yeah.
to leave the
The forest.
bike and the elk outside, though.
Yeah, it's the one downside.
Are we out of the forest or still in it?
You've never been in the forest. You've been running along the side of it. The road runs along the side.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I think it's best if we take a long rest because we all kind of just killed a dragon.
And a
Well,
real-
yeah, we're going to take a long rest. The question is, do we try to press onto the town, or do we just plop down here and make camp?
We're only a few miles away from where we killed the beast. It's possible that the other ones.
Well, real quick, just so you understand a couple of things about the terrain you're in, it might change what you want to do here. So there's the forest to the south. North of the forest is a hilly area, and when I say hilly area, I want you to try and think of not like rolling hills like the Cotswolds or whatever. Like I'm thinking like rocky hills, like if you've ever seen the movie Tremors. Like at the end when they're like rolling around in the car and then they're jumping from like, you know, rock to rock, outcropping to outcropping. That's the kind of hill area I'm kind of talking about here.
I'm confused, John. You're saying there are people who haven't seen the movie Tremors?
Just making sure. We already know Broxgar is Reba McEntire's husband in the film, so that's cool. Whatever his name was, I can't remember for the life of me. But
Kevin Bacon
no.
was he in that movie?
He was, but
Yeah,
he wasn't.
Kevin Bacon was in that movie.
He wasn't
but
the
he
guy in
wasn't.
that.
He wasn't Reba. Yeah.
So, if you could possibly make a survival check to see if you can find somewhere that might be safer in the rocky areas. You could attempt to make a survival check to find a safer place in the forest. Out on the road, it's, you know, pop a bubble, ta-da, we can sleep here. But not only will you have the chance of, you know, just random wilderness, but also things on the road.
I'm decent at survival, guys. If
Go
you
for
want
it.
me to try to find a spot.
I have a question.
True.
I have the wanderer feat as part of my background, and I used to live in these forests. Would I know of a safe area in the forests just offhand with my excellent memory for
mean the-
geography?
Wanderer background just lets you kind of gather up food. You would know more if
You
were-
have an excellent memory. It says right
Yeah.
there. I just didn't know if that would help me recall any specific places near this,
Sure.
in the forest.
So there's nothing on this side of it. You know, in the center of the forest, there's a city called Pemdas, but you've never been there. You just have been around it, so you kind of know where it's
Right.
at. There's a kind of wide stretch of clearing inside of the forest that man has basically cut out. It's the remnants of the road that Beggar's Hole kind of delved towards. And on that road, you know that there's a human fortification, which you have never been close to and have never seen with your own eyes. You know where the markers are to kind of keep away from that, though, because it's shoot on sight out there. Unless you're on the road and you're flying a specific banner, which you think you know, but you're not 100% sure on, because you know it changes. And then Greengate you've been to, and that's a village to the south. There are small roads that run out from it, from around the outside of the forest, and then it has the road that goes straight into the forest, leading toward that fort. So I'll go ahead and reveal the name of PEMDAS because you have identified it, and a couple times already now. And yeah. Any other questions?
Nope.
So do you guys want to stay on the road or off the road?
I kind of want to keep pushing, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, we can keep pushing. That's fine. I just
That's fine.
putting the suggestion out there that I can do this if we need to.
If we're pushing to Kirk, raise your hand if that's your vote. Got thumbs up from
Yeah,
Brock.
sure,
Ren.
we'll just
Alright.
do it.
That's
Okay.
the majority.
Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
No, just get exhaustion.
Yeah, fall off your bike or elk.
20.
John, since this is a saving throw, if they're within 10 feet of me, would they get the +3?
They wouldn't be though. So just the one that's on the mount with you.
Okay, so Sam gets a
Woohoo!
+3. You get a 15.
Okay.
I mean, I think the DC's 10, so.
Yeah, everybody's good. So nobody gets exhausted. You ride on. You make it to the northwestern gate of this city. You see that the city is kind of built up on a hill, and it seems to be kind of round in the old Parnic city style. Very different to what you've seen in Rostigar. You do see that the gates are closed, and there are torches kind of all throughout the wall and around the gate, but no people on the outside, except for a couple of small little tents that have been set up, look like for the night. Do you approach the gate?
Yep.
Nobody takes notice of you. Nobody seems to care. A couple people that you pass by on the road, though, that are kind of camped out, kind of look to you warily, confused as to why you're out here.
How about we say we're weary travelers. We would.
Are you
like
talking to the
find a
people in the
place-
tents?
Why are we just
Yeah, why
keep
are we talking
going?
to those
We don't
people?
need to talk to anyone.
Gates are
I know
closed.
there's a gate.
Gates are closed.
Oh, gates are closed. Is there
Got
anybody on
it.
the gate that we can
Yeah.
talk to?
The only people that you can see and actively talk to would be the people that are kind of camped outside of the gates.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking, who are you saying that to? Like they're gonna be like us too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to go back a little bit away and I can do the tiny hut? Because I'd rather not do it in sight of other people.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Then we can kind of guarantee we can get a good night's rest.
That's
Okay.
fine.
all right, if that's the case, you guys move away from it, kind of set up, cast Lehman's tiny hut, and prepare to sleep in that. I'd like for everyone, or a representative rather. Go ahead.
Are you casting alarm or anything too, Matt?
I mean, I can cast alarm around the area too. Because
Okay.
Liamint is not concentration. Actually, neither is
Okay.
alarm.
I wasn't
Seaman.
sure. Just want to make sure that was said. So like when we all go to sleep and
Yeah,
get-
no, that's fair.
go
I
outside.
would be continually trying to cast alarm in
Thank you.
Yeah.
the area where we're camping.
So I'm hoping for one result on the random wildernesses, and we'll see if it happens. So I need 3 d20 rolls.
I'll take one. 14.
Give 'em to
Zach, you've been rolling really good.
13.
Good. And last but not least,
Rocks for killing the dragon.
and getting the party killed with the roll. No. So
Now we all die.
The night goes
Another
by.
dragon come.
the night goes by uneventfully. You do see a series of wagons kind of leading up and kind of stopping outside of the gates before dawn breaks. And before dawn breaks, the other thing you notice is that the area becomes very misty. Like densely packed mist all about the walls, just kind of fills in. It's a very cloudy day today. And when you wake up, you start to see the gates of the city of Kuruk open up as the guards prepare to start taking people in. And that is where we'll leave for this session.
Nice.
Good deal, good
Cool.
deal, good deal. Thanks for watching. Stopping the stream. See you in a week.